chaos, but classes are canceled until next week. Students have already been gathering at a quickly growing memorial to honor the victims. And tonight, the community will gather for a campus vigil.
As Fox's Madison Scarpino, the Trump administration releasing government documents related to the 1968 assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
What we have just released here today is 10,000 pages that have been sitting in boxes within the National Archives that had never been digitized or viewed publicly before. These are documents related to the government's investigation into the assassination.
They're on Fox and Friends discussing the importance of the release. Upon his return to the Oval Office, President Trump signed an executive order calling for the release of those documents as well as files related to the assassinations of former President John F. Kennedy and civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the Trump administration has been blocked from dismantling the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau by a federal judge. Now that same judge says they cannot go forward with a mass layoff of hundreds of employees at the agency. U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson says she's deeply concerned the Trump administration officials aren't complying with her earlier order that maintains the Bureau's existence until she rules on the merits of a lawsuit seeking to preserve it. Again, this is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. America's listening to Fox News.
It's tax season, and at Lifeline
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
No rain in the state now, but later on. If you're headed to East Indiana, wind gusts there are expected to be about 40 miles per hour today, according to a special weather statement from the National Weather Service. 76 now with nothing on radar in central Indiana. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Storms are possible across the state tonight. Ryan Hedrick reports.
We'll certainly have the atmosphere primed for rain and thunderstorms.
That's forecaster Alex McGinnis at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
The potential is there for strong to severe storms tonight, especially late tonight, sort of after midnight going into the first few hours of Saturday morning.
But he says the system is developing slowly, which makes it tough to pinpoint where the strongest storms will hit.
Greatest shot of any isolated to perhaps scattered strong to severe storms would be Indy Metro and then points north and west.
Ball State ends its DEI programs to comply with the Trump administration.
So it would be difficult, even hypocritical, to defy the Trump administration's order and guidance simply because some people disagree with the administration's legal analysis or its policy positions.
Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns in a video explaining some of the reasoning. He says they are worried, too, about the possibility that federal funding could be cut. You may have heard about the bill that would, if it becomes law, eliminate 17 judgeships across the state. Some judges are meeting with state lawmakers saying not only could they lose their jobs, but you might lose one of your rights.
Main concerns, revolve around access to justice for our citizens. It's going to cause significant delays in their ability to get into court and to have that access to resolve their situation, whatever it may be, criminal or civil.
Carroll County Superior Court Judge Troy Hawkins telling Wish TV your right to a speedy trial could be significantly affected. The bill is still being worked out between the House and Senate. 11 counties could lose judges in the name of savings. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, eastbound 465 slowing down. Allisonville Road over to I-69 and southbound 65 slows from Meridian Penn to the North Split. Inbound 69 tightens up 96 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Windy and warm for the day today with highs into the lower 80s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms during the overnight hours. Some could be on the stronger side with lows into the 60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Oh, man. Hammer and Nigel live out on the road. Coach's Tavern, downtown, caddy quarter across from Gaybridge Fieldhouse. My name is Nigel. That is Jason Hammer. And we got some people to thank right off the bat. Coach's Tavern, Tommy and Adam for having us out. Zinc Distribution, Metazoa Brewing, and we've got Beer Sample Friday later on tonight.
We do, and I believe Metazoa and our friends at Zinc are providing a specific beverage for Beer Sample Friday.
Yeah, man, hop on that hoopopotamus.
Hopopotamus. Hopopotamus, I believe, is what we're going to be doing at around 5:48-ish.
I believe it's what I'm doing right now, but I could be wrong.
Spoiler, we may be celebrating Beer Sample Friday a little early today. Man, it's Good Friday. A lot of folks had the day off of work today. Some folks knocked off early, and you got plenty of time to come down here to Coach's Tavern. It's right downtown on Pennsylvania Street. We're diagonal from the field house. And Nigel, we got a little history here.
Well, this is where the beginning of the iteration, the beginnings of the Hammer and Nigel show started. I was talking with Adam Eisenberg, one of the co-owners, and he was there. He thought 2011 is when we started here. I thought maybe it was 2012, where we would set up a table once a week, a couple of beer-soaked microphones, and somehow got guests to show up. We plied them with free beer, and here we are at 2025. Is it 2025?
2025, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm just making sure.
We're at the age now where we don't know our birthdays and we don't know the year. Life comes at you fast.
As Jeffrey Lebowski once said, what day is this?
But, man, come on down, hang out with us, and have a good time. Now, our old podcast producer, BS, said it was 2011. 2011.
Oh, 2011. Okay. So when we started at this place. So even before that, we were at a different place, came here, and that's where it all kind of snowballed.
Right. So before we took the reins of Afternoon Drive here at WIBC, I think most people know by now, like the origin stories. You and I, Nigel, have been radio brats here in Indy since we were around 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Various different stations. I think between you and I, we have worked at every station in the city outside of the hip-hop channel.
Did you work at you even worked at the Christian radio station?
So I worked at a Christian channel back when that little place on Raymond Street near Beach Grove, WNTS, where Letterman once got his start. Back when that was like Christian, I was reading Bible scriptures at the top of every hour. And
were you playing music?
Oh, yeah. Christian music.
Yeah,
the Gaither Vocal Band.
Sandy Patty.
Sandy Patty was a little too advanced for what we were playing, Notch. We were stuff you would hear in a church choir.
Okay.
And, again, like top of every hour, you'd hear me go, and the good news this hour, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. Like, I was reading Bible scriptures at the top of every hour. But you did that, too.
I don't know that I was reading Bible scriptures. I was more music intensive. I think I was specifically told because of the lifestyle I was living at the time. Hey, don't try to pretend to be something you're not. Just play Stephen Curtis Chapman. Okay, so yeah, that was my beginning. That was my first radio gig.
And for those who don't know, like Young Nige was a brand. Like,
is that right?
You as a 20-something-year-old, like, you've got stories about going to the urinals with Tommy Lee of Motley Crue. Not a lot of people have stories like that.
Well, Tommy Lee, I wasn't at the urinal with him. I was using his bathroom in his dressing room when all of a sudden he started throwing empty Corona bottles at me. And they were shattering all over the porcelain, but we could tell that story a different time.
So then, long story short, there was a brief period where you and I were both out of radio for a little while. I was doing marketing at the casino in Shelbyville. You were doing some logistics stuff.
Yeah.
So I reached out to you and said, hey, let's do this podcast.
I think we saw the format going this way. Playing music necessarily, while still viable, I think this, what you and I are doing, is had the chance to be more lucrative.
We wanted to bring some personality back to broadcasting, because at the time you and I were out of the game, it was just, hey, shut up and play the hits. Yeah. Janet Jackson just had her boob pop out, so the FCC had overreacted, and it was just shut up and play the hits. So we started this podcast that became like highly inappropriate, but at the same time, we had sponsorship. We were beating most radio stations on like web views and website hits. We had Bobby Slick Leonard in here. We had politicians in here.
Other radio personalities from competing radio stations would come in.
Right. And it was just a fun show. And then we were hired, and this is the origin story of the Hammer and Nigel show. We were hired to do mornings at a rock station in town, and the program director that had hired us had just been fired. So the new guy came in and said, I'm going to do the morning show. And they stuck us with some horrible, crappy weekend show.
Yeah, I think it worked out for the best, though.
I think it worked out for the best, for sure. So this is where it all began for the Hammer and Nigel show. Some of our old friends are going to be here tonight. We're expecting to see Big Boob Molly. The crazy coupon lady is here. Crystal Hammer is here. And then
see that.
Rumors of an appearance from the gun guy, Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish. They're all going to be on the program at some point today. To catch you up on some things happening around the news landscape here, the RFK files, the first round, were dropped out earlier today.
I thought this was interesting, yeah.
So Tulsi Gabbard, who is the director of national intelligence, she released the first round. She stated that there's another 50,000 plus pages still to come. But this was the first round on the files about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy.
Safest to say that Tulsi Gabbard, the hottest director of national intelligence in the history of that position here in the United States.
I enjoy the assets Tulsi Gabbard brings to the table. I'm confident to say that.
Just saying.
Now, she went on Fox and Friends this morning, and she was talking a little bit about what we've learned so far. Now, keep in mind that RFK Jr., who's the current, czar of health in this country, his old man, RFK, was the one that was assassinated. For years, he has been thinking that more than one shooter has been involved, and Sirhan, the lunatic that was ultimately charged, might not have been the right guy. Tulsi Gabbard talked about that today.
Secretary Kennedy had the opportunity to review these documents before the release occurred. But as you point out there in his quote, he's already spent a lot of time, as you can imagine, throughout his life trying to seek the truth here. And what you'll find, and as folks go to archives.gov/RFK, they will see a number of documents that really support the questions that Secretary Kennedy has been asking for decades around who really killed his father. There, for example, was a woman who ran away from the scene of the shooting yelling, "We got him." She yelled, "We shot him. We shot him." There are other documents there. I mentioned State Department cables that showed different countries were sending messages to each other around Senator Kennedy's assassination, saying that he had been assassinated, but that was before he was actually killed. So there are a lot of different questions. I think, in my view, these documents provide the background to more questions than answers.
I always hear about how cursed the Kennedys are, whether it be, RFK whether it be Junior's uncle, JFK, whether it be, the guy that died more recently in the airplane accident.
Junior.
Junior, yeah, exactly. Hell, even Ted Kennedy allegedly killed a chick in Chappaquiddick.
Yeah, I don't think two people are sympathetic about Ted Kennedy.
That one removed, but man, what a story. And I'm just kind of, that's fine. All right. We could do the JFK thing. We could do the RFK thing, but can we do the Epstein thing?
See, that's where I really want to get some information on. It's cool we're getting the Martin Luther King information, the Kennedys, both John F. and RFK information. But let me know when we're talking Epstein. That's the list. That's the files. Those are the information pieces that I want to see. So, Nige, in addition to Good Friday, in addition to Beer Sample Friday, which our friends at Metazoa are providing for us here at Coach's Tavern, if you need another reason to drink tonight, happy 38th birthday to tennis vixen Maria Sharapova.
Oh, hello.
She was the Russian tennis star that wore the really, 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 really short skirts. She dated Adam Levine of Maroon 5, and probably, when she was on the tennis court, best known as grunting incredibly loud.
Okay.
One of her grunts was actually measured at 101.2 decibels.
Shut up.
Which is louder than a lawnmower. So, in honor of Maria Sharapova's 38th birthday, ladies and gentlemen, start the clock. Here's 30 seconds of grunting from Maria Sharapova.
There it is. 30 seconds.
Seconds of grunting from tennis hottie Maria Sharapova. I think I need a smoke, and I don't even smoke. Matt Bear.
All right, looking at southbound 65 of Meridian Penn, crash in the Gore Point between the main part of 65 and the off-ramp. Traffic is slow 220 First Street, and then we're stopped on southbound 65 from MLK past 29th, so you'll get going again and then slow down as you approach that crash site. Looking at the west side, southbound 465 after West 10th Street, a breakdown at the end of the entrance ramp. We have a car over in a ditch right now, and they're trying to fish it out. It's been told to stall. Looks more like a crash. You take your pick. Eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, it's absolutely beautiful.
Man,
sunshine. It is 73 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. But coming up later, might get some storms. Marcus Bailey will join us a little bit after 4 o'clock with the latest. But you got plenty of time. Plenty of time to come downtown to Coach's Tavern. Holy geez, look who just walked in. Right downtown across from the field house.
One of the originals, Tommy.
OG Tommy is here.
OG Tommy.
Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right, upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. April is here, so that means it's our Dare to Compare sale. Compare our prices to any of the big stores in Indianapolis, your town, it doesn't matter. We guarantee you the lowest price on every sofa, sectional, recliner, mattress, outdoor furniture, anything, plus no extra fees, no delivery charge. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
I gave it a shot, and I came in and had the procedure done. To me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Damon's Garden Company South on Emerson Avenue.
I'm IndyCar driver Graham Ray Hall, and you're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
Shut up and drive.
How awesome is this, Hammer? Kicking off Easter weekend with a live broadcast out of Coach's Tavern. Of course, we all know the reason for Easter weekend. Jesus came down, died for our sins.
Correct.
Let's all acknowledge that before we move on here. But Metazoa Brewing sponsoring this whole event. Coach's Tavern, downtown Pennsylvania. Caddy quarter across from Cambridge Fieldhouse. And then, a couple of weeks from now, Monday, May 19th, Tales from the Track 2025.
This is going to be a big freaking deal. Look, Big Boog Ball is here, and so is CJ.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
This is a real reunion show here for
It is a
the old
podcast
school.
reunion. We got Tommy here. We got Big Boog Bali. We got CJ. But our May 19th event, Tales from the Track, presented by our great friends at Relay Indiana, as of about 2 o'clock today, 130 tickets were sold.
Ooh.
So that means only 70 are left. Only 70 tickets are left for this event at the Ray Hall Performance Center. And we retweeted a little video of what the Ray Hall Performance Center looks like.
All that.
Oh, dude. If you're into cars, if you've got a son or a husband or a dad who is into cars, maybe you like the Fast and Furious movies. Maybe you love the Indy 500 like our family does.
Maybe you can afford to buy one of these vehicles.
Maybe. If you want to go to our event and buy a custom-made Lamborghini, Godspeed. But tickets are going fast. They've only been on sale since Wednesday at 3, and only 200 tickets will be sold. There's only 70 left. Only 70 tickets are left.
And an iconic name in the racing industry, Ray Hall. Graham Ray Hall will be our guest. I believe he was a guest here at our podcast several years ago in this very spot that we're sitting right now.
We would bring Graham Ray Hall to Coach's Tavern, and he was always kind enough to do it.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't on a radio station at the time. We were just doing a podcast. He'd hang out, tell some stories, have some drinks with us, and
talk about his old man's porn mustache.
Which we're going to have to ask about when we have the event. But the event is really cool. You get a dinner, like a buffet spread. You get 2 drink tickets, and then it's a cash bar afterwards in case you really want to get tanked. We're going to interview Graham on the stage, do some Q&A, so if you've got a question, you can ask Graham.
You know what the best part is? It's in Zionsville, so you could just drop me off at my house on the way home.
Why am I always the driver? Why do I always have to sober up so your drunk ass can go home? I think you should ask Graham Rahal to drive you home.
I could ride bitch on one of his Ducatis. Could you imagine him trailing me home on a 300,000 Ducati motorcycle?
In my mind, it's like the end of the movie Mannequin with Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now is being played at the background.
Yes.
And we can build this thing together. There's Nigel holding on to Graham Rahal.
I would do that in an instant. He would be repulsed and vomit. But some great sponsors, Relay Indiana, Jack Daniels.
Oh, Jack Daniels is a part of this too. Like, they're providing the spirits for this event.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, God bless the people there. They helped out at our bowling event too.
Yes.
So they are big fans of the Hammer and Nigel show. So thank you to Relay Indiana and Jack Daniels.
Are the Hammers going to church this Easter weekend?
So that's the plan. We're going to get up on Sunday, go to church. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not regulars. Sometimes
you did have I feel like you had a regular church for a while, but then it kind of
closed down.
It closed down.
And since then, it's become a little bit more cumbersome to find a church, one, that I believe in. 2, that I trust the pastor. I like the people, that feels right. A church has to feel right.
Totally acceptable.
But yeah, certain days I feel like you just have to go. And Easter Sunday is one of those days. Now, the other aspect of Easter is the commercial aspect, specifically in regards to the candy that kids get.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's essential.
I mean, it's a weird transition, right? Jesus died for our sins. Go to church. Hey, here's a bunch of Peeps.
Yeah.
But according to a recent study, the most popular Easter candies are those Reese's peanut butter eggs. And we talked about this yesterday. Peeps are actually at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Because they mainly consist of just straight up sugar and corn syrup, and all these healthy parents are like, you know what, maybe we'll take a rain check on the Peeps. But
stupid.
Still, they look cool. They look cute. They're a part of Easter. And as a matter of fact, here's a public service announcement.
This year, when your child looks at their basket of candy and says,
"Gross, I hate Peeps,"
now you can do something about it. Introducing Adopt a Peep, your chance to provide a loving home for a candy that would otherwise decompose in a landfill, assuming Peeps can decompose. With Adopt a Peep, you're not just saving a life, you're adding a constant companion. Adopt a Peep, because everything deserves a loving home, even the sugar-coated sole of your Hoka running shoe.
Adopt a Peep. All right,
I like
so
the Hoka running shoe reference at the end.
all right, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
a lot of guests we want to bring up to this big show here. But real quick, just to get a little gauge of the crowd here, Coach's Tavern, if you're ready to have a good time, on a count of 3, I want you to make as much noise as you can. 1, 2, 3.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Come down and be in the mix. We're at Coach's Tavern. April is Diamonds Month, so be sure to stop by Diamonds Direct. There's a lot going on here. We've got prom season going on, graduation right around the corner, Mother's Day's not that far away. Nobody takes care of you better. Nobody has a bigger selection and lower prices than Diamonds Direct. The best customer service is right there at Keystone at the Crossing by the Green Bridge. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. Diamonds Direct.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Indiana patients rely on many types of pharmacies to access their medications and critical healthcare services. But a proposal being considered in the Indiana legislature called SB 140 would disrupt access to medications for Indiana patients. SB 140 would impose government mandates blocking access to critical pharmacy options and services in Indiana. Lost access to pharmacy options would directly harm many of Indiana's most vulnerable patients, including patients fighting cancer and heart disease, many of whom rely on specialty pharmacies for their care. SB 140 would even hike costs for Indiana patients by imposing a $10 tax on every prescription filled in the state. That would often fall directly on the patient. Tell your state legislator, protect access to medications, reject higher costs. Put Indiana patients first by voting no on SB 140, paid for by conservatives for lower healthcare costs.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
On the Florida State shooting. Windy this afternoon, but no rain yet. That changes likely after midnight, with strong storms possible. It's 76. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. 2 people dead, 6 in the hospital in that shooting at Florida State University. During a press conference about the status of the victims, Tallahassee Memorial Health Surgeon Brett Howard highlighted the proximity of the hospital to the university.
We had at least 2 patients in the operating room within an hour. We talk about time from patient arrival to getting CT scans. That was within an hour. So you talk about 6 patients. That's impressive.
Authorities say the suspected shooter is the 20-year-old son of a sheriff's deputy, though a motive has yet to be determined. Police were able to get the shooter just 4 minutes after the first shot was fired. Democrats in D.C. continuing to call on the Trump administration to bring back a Maryland man who they believe was wrongly deported to a detention center in El Salvador. Fox's Jackie Heinrich from D.C.
He posted this to Truth Social, quote, Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland looked like a fool yesterday standing in El Salvador begging for attention from the fake news media or anyone grandstander. Border czar Tom Homan also argued the 2019 protection from removal that Kilmar Abrigo Garcia was granted is, quote, set aside because the circumstances have changed. He claimed that Kilmar Garcia is now associated with a designated terrorist organization, MS-13, and also said the gang conditions in El Salvador that he said he was fearful of have also changed. Senator Chris Van Hollen said that he told Abrigo Garcia's family that he would stop at nothing to bring him home.
He was here in Indianapolis already doing the job this week. Now Dr. Oz is back in D.C., sworn in today as the head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid services. He was sworn in this afternoon by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations. Thank you, Bradley.
Dr. Oz has made a promise to modernize and streamline the delivery of health care services while also fighting waste and fraud. His swearing in as Democrats warn of cuts to Medicare and Medicaid and raise concerns that the Trump administration will be hostile to established medical science. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Crash southbound 65 at Meridian Penn. It's on the right shoulder, actually in the gore point between the main part of 65 and the exit ramp. But right now, only the right shoulder blocked and traffic stop and go back to 29th Street, a 4-minute delay. On the west side, southbound 465 entrance ramp from 10th Street. At the end of it, there is a car in a ditch. Now, this ramp is open. It's going to be a little slow with the emergency crews out there. Bad crash on the northwest side. It's Guyan Road north of West 56th Street. A vehicle is rolled in a ditch. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Windy and warm for the day today with highs into the lower 80s. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms during the overnight hours. Some could be on the stronger side with lows into the 60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
That's right, broadcasting live. Coach's Tavern, downtown Indianapolis, Pennsylvania Street, kind of catty quarter across from Gamebridge. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Thank you to Metazoa Brewing for having us out. Try the Hoppopotamus, man. Good stuff.
Good save. Good save,
stuff.
Nigel.
Thanks to Zink for having us out here. And finally, thanks to Adam and Tom, where it all started for the Hammer and Nigel show, right here at Coach's Tavern in Indy.
So many of our old friends are already here. Like, we've got, of course, Big Boob Molly's here. I've seen BS here, our old producer. We can't say his nickname, but Tommy is here. Tommy is here, and some of our other radio pals are here as well, including Indy Spanglish Jerry Lopez. My man, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Hey, if there's anything I know, Hammer and Nigel know how to throw a party, man. You guys get it going. It's awesome. If you're not here, you're missing out. Don't miss the next one.
It's all started for you this morning at 9 a.m. when you were filling in with Rob Kendall.
Yeah, I had some coffee with my Kindle this morning, and I'll tell you what, I've earned every beer I've had today.
At any point in the show, when you work with Rob Kendall, do you want to strangle him?
No. I think I attribute a lot of that to my mom being from Cuba, and I just turn it out, right? Just tune it out completely. The military probably helps too. But he gets going.
You need to ask Casey that question. You might get a different response.
Yeah, True. He gets going.
Jerry Lopez, one of the great followers on social media at Indy Spanglish. So I don't think we've had a chance to actually speak on the air since the whole property tax fiasco played out. Loaded question here, but what do you think?
Man, I took the day off. Like, I went to the rally and, like, did all that fun stuff. I figured it was a bipartisan thing, so it's not really, it's not the Trumpers, and it's not a J6 type event. And I thought that we got a lot done, and it was a shame that fight really is 30 days. Like, he sat there and rolled his sleeves up, and 30 days later he signs this BS bill. And I had to call Rob on it today, and I said, look, I feel like I have to do this. These are your guys. You kind of backed him. I'm not saying it's your fault. He got elected because he would have won anyway as a Republican.
Rob admits that.
Yeah, and I just wanted him to admit that you got duped because the rest of us kind of followed what he said.
And for those who didn't hear, how was his response?
100% he got duped. 100% he got duped.
Hey, man, I don't know about the duping. I mean, I make my own decisions. I listen to other people's opinions, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to, celebrities or somebody tell me. That's why I don't usually tell people how I vote, is because I don't want people voting and thinking I know something more than they do. You make your own decisions. So I don't think you got duped.
Well, Brown was going to win anyway. Whoever was the R governor was going to win anyway. It's the fact that he used the unearned media and audience of WIBC to kind of get everything going under the guise of property tax.
And I hate the term endorsed. You endorsed this person. Well, you voted for him, and then you told people about it, right? Like last time I checked, Rob didn't put a bunch of money into a super PAC. He wasn't going on the road and speaking at rallies and events for these people.
But now, Rob was very vocal in his support.
Very vocal, but I always laugh when people say, I have endorsed this person.
Right.
You voted for him. Let's not get twisted.
But also in Rob's defense, he's gone after Micah, and that's like one of his good friends. So to me, that was a big moment where it's like, I know you guys are boys, but you're doing your job.
So, big picture here, now that this whole property tax thing is blown up in the face of the governor and the lieutenant governor, where are we at in terms of local government in Indiana? What do you think is the state of the state? What do voters and taxpayers need to know? What do they need to think?
I mean, you're going to get hosed regardless now. Somebody having an R next to their name just isn't good enough anymore. I think for the longest time, and I told Rob Kendall to his face, and I'll say it every time, like I thought he was bad for business when I first met him because he talked all this trash about Republicans. And I thought it was white hats and black hats. We talk good about Republicans. We talk bad about Democrats. But in a state like Indiana where you have a supermajority and the guy with the R next to his name always wins, if nobody's holding them accountable, they can do exactly what they're doing now.
Right.
So without people...
That's how you get weak-ass Republicans.
Yeah. So it's nice that people need to know, like, just the R is not good enough if you're being taxed like we live in a D state.
And I don't want to put words in Rob's mouth, but he is on the record as saying that he is for a robust Democrat Party in this state to hold the Republicans accountable. Not necessarily saying that he's going to be voting that party, but it's important to have a robust system, a party in that state so they can hold...
so there's competition.
Yeah, but the competition needs to happen in primary season. Well, I don't want the fear to be like late-term abortions and like crazy stuff because that's the other side. Like, can we just have moderate people run against some of these people that have just been there forever?
And that's something we talk about an awful lot on this program. Local elections mattering.
Way more than national stuff.
You can't just go out to vote every 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go vote for the president, but I'll also vote for my senator, my House rep, my et cetera. You've got to show up on off years because those are the people that have access to your wallet. Yep. Those are the people that screw you faster than anybody in Washington, D.C.
Yep, I've made the equation like, imagine being pro-marijuana and you're showing up to local elections and you have no clue who you're voting for, and you're voting for all the judges that are going to lock you up in jail for having a joint or something like that. But there's also a reason that we have the least amount of information for those people.
Right.
Can we still get behind Braun in other areas and other policies?
I mean, if you're going to fumble on in the first quarter, right? He has 3 years. People have short-term memory. He has a chance to recover. The issue that I've always said is, can Micah now distance himself from Braun, because that was Suzanne Crouch's issue when she tried to run.
Silent Suzanne, I believe.
Yeah,
she
was hosed.
The nickname.
But this was the signature issue of the last election.
Sure.
It wasn't like he dropped the ball on infrastructure or farming or something like that. This was SB 1. This was property tax. And I'm not even sure that Governor Now Governor Mike Braun was not passionate about it, but he became passionate about it. And like you said, he showed up to the rallies. He rolled up the sleeves. He said, I'm going to fight, fight, fight. And then he didn't even veto a turd of a bill.
Right, and he could have done that, and the blood's not on his hands anymore. Right, so then it leads me to wonder, is the power in the state house or is the power in the governor's mansion if you have a supermajority?
I'm trying not to be an a-hole when I ask this, and I've mentioned this before on our show, but is a $200 tax credit or a $300 tax credit?
That's not even my grocery bill.
Thank you.
But Micah, the lieutenant governor, sat there and looked at me and said, "Hey, that's meaningful savings to some people."
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
When this was Biden's tax plan, we ripped him on it. Like, right?
Yeah, $200 for the year.
Yeah.
I mean, and then meanwhile, while the schools and the townships and the towns need to get their houses in order, they're losing millions of dollars.
And lit's going up, and they talk about toll roads, they talk about alcohol, cigarettes. They're getting more money than ever.
And I'm not getting any meaningful.
They just showed shortfall.
Right, a $2 billion shortfall.
You think they're just not going to try?
Just a few years after you had a multi-billion-dollar surplus.
Yeah.
Jerry Lopez with us, Indy Spanglish on social media. All right, it's Easter weekend. We got a Pacers playoff game. We got WrestleMania going on. What's this weekend look like at the Lopez house?
Man, I think I'm doing the double dip. I'm going to go to the Fuel, and then is it the Fuel and Freight? There's like a double package ticket event.
So the Freight play, I think, tonight or tomorrow.
And then the Fuel play like at the beginning of next week. Yeah, so there's like a $59.
Wait,
you can go to both.
Freight? Is that the football?
Yeah.
Indoor football.
Wow.
So for $59 you can go to both events.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Incredible. Okay.
So what we've decided to do in honor of this wild weekend where, let's be honest, it's a very religious weekend.
Yeah.
Easter weekend may be more religious than Christmas if you get down to it. Great moments in talking about Jesus history, okay? Great moments in talking about Jesus history. This is from one of my favorite movies, Major League.
I cannot hit curveball. Straight ball, I hit it very much. Curveball, bats are afraid. I asked Joe Boo to come. Take fear. Joe Boo. I offered him cigar and rum.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff. Harris.
Jesus. I like him very much. But he no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Okay, Harris, let's not start a holy war here.
Great moments in talking about Jesus history. Nigel, for one of your favorite movies, The Big Lebowski.
You pull any of your crazy shit with us, you flash a piece out on the lanes, I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click.
Jesus.
You said it, man. Nobody with the Jesus.
Yeah, that was Jesus the bowler, not Jesus the savior of humanity. But okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, great moments and talking about Jesus history. Ladies and gentlemen, delivering the prayer for this weekend, Ricky Bobby.
Dear Lord Baby Jesus, we also thank you for my wife's father, Chip. We hope that you can use your baby Jesus powers to heal him and his horrible leg. And it smells terrible, and the dogs are always bothering with it. Dear tiny infant Jesus.
Hey, you know, sweetie, Jesus did grow up. You don't always have to call him baby. It's a bit odd and off-putting to pray to a baby.
Look, I like the Christmas Jesus best, and I'm saying grace. When you say grace, you can say it to grown-up Jesus or teenage Jesus or bearded Jesus or whoever you want.
You know what I want? I want you to do this grace good so that God will let us win tomorrow.
Dear tiny Jesus, in your golden fleece diapers with your tiny little fat balled-up fist pawing.
He was a man. He had a beard.
Look, I like the baby version the best. Do you hear me? I win the races and I get the money.
Ricky, finish the damn grace.
Great moments in talking about Jesus history. Jerry, where can we find you at, my man?
Hosting the Tony Kinnett Cast on Monday, 7 to 8, and always on Twitter/X at Indy Spanglish.
My man, thank you.
Thanks, awesome. Appreciate it, folks.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
My man Mark Dietl, real estate expert locally here in Indianapolis. He and his team, the only people I'd trust to sell my house. Andrew in downtown Noblesville had this goal, man. They wanted to sell their house of 30 years, buy an RV, and spend the summers traveling. I love it. Montana, winters in Arizona. Mark Dietl's team made that happen fast. They went under contract in 3 days over asking price with no contingencies. Mark Dietl and his team got the job done.
Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time, but call Mark Dietl today. Ask about the guarantee. 317-755-4232, or just go online, markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Through June 23rd, get 400 megabit Xfinity Internet with free equipment and unlimited internet data. Plus, get one unlimited 5G mobile line included, all for $40 a month for 1 year. And ask how you can get a free 5G phone. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply with paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Xfinity Internet required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year, rate increases to $70 per month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual fees vary and not guaranteed.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower. Future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Chocolate lovers are going absolutely bananas over our new Bluebell Banana Fudge. Rich milk chocolate ice cream swirled with a scrumptious banana-flavored ice cream. Your favorite banana fudge bar, now in a carton.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Damon's Garden Center West has trees, shrubs, vegetables, flowers, hanging baskets, plus garden and landscape supplies and knowledgeable staff. Damon's West on Rockville Road.
B&W's Premier Club membership goes a long way to prevent heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. Go to bplusw.com.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
The news everyone's talking about. You'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, we're staying clear of Guyan Road north of 56th Street. It is a crash, a serious one. Vehicle rolled in a ditch, and right now you cannot get through southbound. Northbound is all jammed up. Again, just stay away from Guyan north of 56th Street right now. We have a stall on the west side. It's on the entrance ramp from West 10th Street to southbound 465. Vehicle is stuck in a ditch at the top of the entrance ramp. Also, a crash coming southbound 465 right after Crawfordsville Road end. This is blocking the left lane, slowing traffic to 34th Street. It is a crash southbound 65 at Meridian Penn. There in the gore point between the main part and the exit ramp to Meridian. Traffic is slow back to 29th. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week is Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Get 30% off all patio furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens Poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
74 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And look who just walked in here. Philip Clay is here, my man. You are like the dude in Hendricks County now, right?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I'm the dude.
You're the dude.
You drink White Russians?
No, I don't.
You bowl a lot?
Principle.
You wear a robe?
I do, but that's just because I'm an old man at heart. I still read the paper. I still like, old fashions, cigars, all that.
Man, what can you do to bring some new life to this Republican Party in Indiana? Because it needs it.
Well, we're trying. I think for us, one of the big things right now is we've got an event coming up next Saturday, the 26th, called Freedom and Family Day. We're super excited about it because we're going to have everybody from guys like Jerry Lopez, against my better judgment, to great guys and great legislators and elected officials like Todd Rokita and Elise Nishala that stop in to talk about freedom and family. I think two of the most important things that the party emphasizes and really focuses on. So we're excited to get back to that.
That's April 26th. Where's it at?
It's at Hummel Park in Plainfield. And again, it's from 11 to 2. If you're familiar with the Law Enforcement Academy, it's on the backside of Hummel, just across the street from the Law Enforcement Academy.
Okay. April 26th, Charleston Pavilion, Hummel Park. Man, don't be a stranger. Keep us updated. And again, bring some of that fresh blood to this party.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be with you guys because it's about time I see Nigel in clothes and I stop seeing the AI Nigel with the Speedo everywhere on my Facebook feed. So this was really cleansing for me too, guys.
I'd rather see myself in the Speedo, actually. I look better.
Listen,
somebody has to.
I'll say it. Great butt. We're all grown-ass men here. We're all confident.
All right.
That was a great butt. Marcus Bailey and then Tom Sutton join us next.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings. These guys are so good, man. They are the best in the business here when we're talking about coatings for your concrete floor. Whether it's your garage, your basement, your pool deck, or any indoor or outdoor area concrete, they did a phenomenal job on my garage floor. And they didn't use epoxy either, all right? That's the old stuff those other guys use. They use polyurea. It's the new premium standard for coatings. And they just got done doing my utility room in my basement as well. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor is out of this world. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or call them 751-9070. Tell them Big Nige sent you.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a D-SNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A D-SNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana D-SNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now,
get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
Relations between the Kremlin and Kyiv being held in Paris.
There's new pressure to reach a ceasefire. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, during this visit to Paris, France, said that Washington could walk away from efforts to bring the war to an end if there is not clear progress being made. During his time with European leaders, Secretary Rubio explained that President Trump feels strongly that he has dedicated a lot of time and energy to ending the war. Without new progress, the president will move on and focus on other important matters. Now, in Ukraine, in the latest series of Russian scaled-up attacks in recent weeks, Russian forces launched a massive drone attack on the southeastern Ukrainian city of Dnipro, killing at least 3 people, including a child, and wounding dozens of others.
Fox's Alex Hogan. President Trump says negotiations with trade partners around the globe will continue after he paused his tariff plan with most nations, China the exception.
He's even optimistic about a potential agreement with China coming down the pike in the not-too-distant future. He wouldn't say whether he's been speaking directly with President Xi of China, but he says he's been speaking with top officials in Beijing, which he views as one and the same. We do know he met yesterday with the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni. He says that meeting was fantastic and thinks the U.S. can reach a broader trade agreement with the European Union.
Fox's Grady Trimble there. U.S. airstrike on an oil port held by Yemen's Houthi rebels, killing more than 70. That, according to the Iranian-backed group. The strike eliminates a source of fuel for the Houthis. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A change in policy partly because of politics. No rain on radar now, but that is likely to change in a few hours. More on that coming up. It's 76 in downtown Indy. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Ball State University has ended all DEI programs, and it may be just in the nick of time. The deadline from the Trump administration to get it done is Monday.
Our process included preparing to reassign a small number of employees to new responsibilities and confirming that our funding decisions are based solely on permissible criteria.
Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns, in a video sent out to students and staff, he says the university worked for weeks to get it done and to phase out what the Trump administration might consider discriminatory.
We also modified some programs to ensure that it's clear that these programs are available to every student.
Mearns also acknowledged the possibility of losing federal funding played a part in the decision. Losing judges will cause chaos and cost counties more money, says Carroll County Superior Court Judge Troy Hawkins at the State House to argue against the bill.
Huge cost for our sheriff and what it's going to cost for inmates who are there who can't get to court because there's only one person handling trials.
Talking to Wish TV, the bill would take away judges from 11 counties to cut down on cost. It's warm and windy today, especially in East Indiana, where winds could get up to 40 miles per hour, but strong to severe storms are possible tonight. Ryan Hedrick reports.
The storm is expected to hit tonight just before midnight and into Saturday morning.
Damaging winds, large hail is the main concern.
Alex McGinnis is a forecaster at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
So secondary concern would be isolated flash flood chances if you get caught underneath a heavier downpour, and I guess a tertiary concern might be a isolated weak tornado.
And he says if that happens, it'll happen to the northwest of Indianapolis.
Employ Indy will be employing fewer people. They've announced the layoffs of 14 people, about 1/5 of their workforce, and that is because some COVID-era money is running out. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
Watching your parents get older is something you never get used to. You know it's going to happen, but it still doesn't seem right, especially when the time comes to consider moving a parent into a nursing home. It's a hard decision for you and them, and when that's the right choice, there's the added stress of what to do with the house. Simple Quarters understands and can help relieve some of that stress. They're a Christian company who is compassionate about what you and your parent are going through. They can help with the logistics of selling the home. They'll buy it as is, no need for repairs, cleaning, staging, or showings. No catch. It's one less thing for you to worry about. Simple Quarters, a Christian company dedicated to helping families through life's transitions. If you're facing the challenge of selling a home due to a loved one moving into an assisted living or nursing home, call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Or go to simplequarters.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
You got it, Chris. Looking at southbound 465 on the west side. Crash after Crawfordsville Road, and it's blocking the left lane. Traffic stop and go back to 38th Street. Inbound 65 crash cleared at Meridian Penn. Still slow back to 21st. Eastbound 70 slow from Belmont into the south split. South side. Eastbound 465 slows from I-69 over to Harding. And a crash on the north side. It's 86th Street east of Michigan Road. Guyan Road shut down both the directions right now from 56 to 59th because of a car in a ditch. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock!
Yeah, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, broadcasting live the Hammer and Nigel Road Show downtown. Coach's Tavern on Pennsylvania. Just a little bit catty quarter from Gamebridge Fieldhouse, where the Pacers will be playing the Bucks tomorrow. Game 1 of the playoffs. My name is Nigel. That is Jason Hammer right over there. And we actually have a special guest on the line.
Marcus Bailey is a meteorologist for Wish TV 8. Marcus, why the hell are you not here?
Dude, I wish, man. I
think it had something to do with, didn't you just have a kid?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bunch of older kids, too, and all the sports practices are getting moved to tonight because of all the rain this weekend.
So what would Mrs. Bailey say if you said, honey, I know you just dropped another shorty, but I'm going to go downtown to Coach's Tavern and tie one on for a few hours?
It's not even an option, man. She'd laugh at me. You kidding me? She'd be if I said that. Be real. Come on.
Hey, congratulations, man. What's the newborn's name?
Kerrigan Joy. Thank you very much. Kerrigan Joy. So that's now we are even the odds. We got 2 girls and 2 boys. So she's 3 weeks old officially today. Yeah.
All right. So, Marcus, let's get down to business here. Later on tonight, we're hearing some rumors that there may be some action in terms of the weather. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I think you're fine for the next few hours here. I mean, obviously it's warm, but it's super windy right now. But any rain and storm threats that we would encounter here in Indy, I don't think will probably arrive until after midnight. Tonight is going to be along this cold front that's going to kind of zip through here. It's kind of a tight window, guys. I'd say it's probably like 11 p.m. to midnight, maybe through around 5 or 6 in the morning. It doesn't look super impressive, but with already the strong winds that we have, I think damaging winds would be the primary concern with anything that does turn severe with this line that would be moving through. There might be a little bit of hail. There could be a little spin up, but that looks like it's kind of a lower threat in terms of tornado risk. So kind of in that midnight or 11 p.m. or midnight time frame to around 5 or 6 in the morning, that's when we'll be dealing with that severe weather risk here for the overnight hours.
And then tomorrow, because it's all about me and I'm very selfish and narcissistic, I've got a family thing happening at my house for Easter during the afternoon. I'm assuming everything I've heard is saying it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know if I can say, every hour of Saturday is going to be soggy nights, but there's going to be a lot of them that probably will. I definitely think the morning hours are going to be quite wet, just with the lingering line that's going to move through from that severe weather risk. And then you're just going to kind of get multiple waves of rain that's going to be moving through the state throughout the day on Saturday. I don't think we'll have to worry about any severe weather, but you're going to have some steady rain, and you may have some bouts of heavy downpours from time to time throughout Saturday and Saturday night.
All right, one more time, Marcus. Give us a timeline here, like approximate hours we expect to see some action.
Okay, so you're good between now and, say, around 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Make sure you're on alert after that. That's when we'll have a line of storms coming through from around 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's our severe weather window for damaging winds and large hail. But we're not done with the rain, unfortunately. The severe weather threat should be done by around daybreak Saturday, but you're going to be dealing with on and off rain pretty much all day long Saturday, with the potential for some heavy downpours as well. Easter Sunday, by the way, guys, too. We might get some breaks from the rain, but I think we're going to be dealing with some scattered showers and storms for Easter Sunday as well.
Well, Marcus, congratulations on the new arrival, have a great Easter weekend, my friend.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good time downtown. Wish I could be there, and I appreciate you.
We'll drink one for you here at Coach's Tavern, and one of the owners, proprietors here at Coach's Tavern is Tom Sutton. My man, how are you?
What's happening, fellas? Welcome home, kind of, I guess, your original home.
Right, this is like homecoming. Like, Nigel and I should have Letterman's jackets on here. Like, this is homecoming.
Should have made that up for you, I know you did a few shows at the Ugly Monkey there for about 4 months.
Yeah.
Then you guys approached us and said, hey, let me do this lousy podcast at your bar. And I said, well, why not? Why not? Come in, let's get drunk, get on the radio.
And the funny thing is, like, these things take time. Like, you and I started at WIBC 8 years ago.
Afternoons,
Afternoons. But we were doing this podcast for 5 years previous, I feel like.
Right.
Right?
And we brought in, like, some movers and shakers into this place. Slick Leonard was here. Like, major politicians, major comedians, news anchors were here, and we just had a good time. And that's how this whole show, that's how the afternoon show on IBC was kind of born. And that's because you guys took a chance on us, Tom, so thank you.
Yeah, we did, and it's great.
What were you thinking?
I don't know, I must have been drunk or something. No, and it's congratulations to you guys on making it big time. The #1 afternoon talk show in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. Congratulations.
Man, thank you so much.
How's business? I mean, I feel stupid even asking. Your caddy corner from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, which has the fever now with Caitlin Clark. We have playoff NBA basketball. Tell us what to expect this weekend and just how, in general, the bar business is right now downtown.
It's been great. We had a wonderful March. March Madness was awesome.
Yes.
We got to host both the women's and men's Big Ten championship. Then we got the regional, and we couldn't have got better teams for that. Purdue, Kentucky, Tennessee. Even saw some Houston fans come up and support their team. So then we're going right into Pacer playoffs. They've had a heck of a year. 50 wins this year. Congratulations to them. And then, we go to the Fever, who look like they have a very strong chance at being a contender.
I've heard that some people care about this Caitlin girl from time to time.
What's her last name? Something Clark.
Smith or Jones, or it's one of those popular names, isn't it?
Hey, let me ask you something. The other day, we heard from the governor that he's looking to crack down on nuisance bars, right? Nuisance bars. And Nigel and I have been talking about this for a while, mainly because Broad Ripple was kind of like the big talking point when it came to nuisance bars.
Zero.
But as a bar owner in downtown Indianapolis, what do you think about the nuisance bar campaign from the governor?
And you had some of that as well. And you were dealing with some nuisance bars as well?
We've had some nuisance bars down here. They'll go unnamed. I think a couple of them are no longer here with us. And you really don't hear about a lot of problems downtown now on the weekends. We have hired private IMPD security on Fridays and Saturdays just to help.
Is that something you guys have to do or something the city is doing?
No, we do that. It's out of our own pocket. We have 2 officers here every Friday and Saturday night. We split it with Tin Roof, our neighbors down the street.
Okay.
And it's really helps a lot.
Do you guys have a good relationship with like the other bar owners downtown?
At 100%. I pretty much try to make my rounds, go to lunch every day and say hi to people, and it's just building the community up downtown.
Yeah, I feel like it's competition, but at the same time, if you're doing well, if your neighbor who is in the same business is doing well, you're all succeeding.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, it really isn't, and it brings people down here, and there's plenty to go around.
Here's the thing I've always said about Coach's Tavern in places like this. You and Adam have owned this place since 2009. It's been around since 2003. Incredible location, first of all. Location. But, I mean, you've had people working for you here now that for a long time, and I think that says something in terms of the way the place is ran, the management. When you can, because turnover in this industry, from what I hear, is very high.
It can be.
It can be, unless you're a good owner, unless you're a good manager, unless you know what the hell you're doing.
You've got to appreciate your staff and work with them and support them, and recognize that if it's not for your staff, you don't have a business.
Are you always hiring? Are you always hiring, or is it?
No, we don't. We really don't, because we're full.
People get here and they're content.
People don't leave.
That's awesome.
Now,
for those who don't know, we know like Tom Sutton as like a friend of ours, but Tom's a fiery guy. Tom can get fired up. When was the last time you had to throw an a-hole out of here, Tom?
Oh, God. I'm getting too old for that stuff anyway. We really
That's why
don't.
he hires the IMPD.
When was the last time people you hired had to throw an a-hole out?
It's been a few weeks. There was a little scuffle here a few weeks ago. People got tossed out, but it was a Saturday night, and the police came in and collared some people. And
what's normal for the bar biz? Like, we always hear about bar fights. Like, how often does that happen?
Very, very rarely here. We're pretty much regular driven. Everybody knows everybody. People stay in line. But if we have a real problem, we do the Dalton approach, if you will. It will be nice until it's time to not be nice.
You should sell double deuce T-shirts here.
But no, usually if it comes down to someone that won't leave, we don't put our hands on them. We'll call IMPD non-emergency, or if it's a weekend, we'll go outside and get our officer and, hey, you guys deal with this, because you put your hands on people and you just don't know what's going to happen.
And the rest of the patrons don't even notice.
No,
I'm assuming most of the time they don't even notice.
Try diplomacy at all times.
What are the specials or promotions you guys got going on here at Coach's Tavern?
Some Metazoa rocket.
Well, I'll tell you, we got that Metazoa hippopotamus right now flowing.
I may or may not be drinking right now on the YouTube camera.
Your Metazoa guy hooked me up with Vampire Bat, his Blood Orange IPA, which is incredible as well.
I'm a big fan of Blood Orange IPA, so I'll have to try that out. Got Metazoa right here. Got a couple of the owners in the house. Appreciate them jumping on board with this.
Metazoa, thank you. God bless you. Zinc, thank you. God bless you guys.
Distributing. But yeah, going back to that whole nuisance bar thing, I'm kind of wondering what defines a nuisance bar. I mean, is it like I had to call 911 because there was a guy out front going crazy with my tables, and am I a nuisance now? Is that my fault?
Anybody that walks into Coach's Tavern wearing a Kentucky Wildcat shirt, that's a nuisance bar. That's a nuisance bar, Tom. Come on.
That's hilarious. But we all know what a nuisance bar is. It's a bar with bad management.
Correct.
I would say, without being in the industry, without knowing much about it, and you've told me about this, Tom, bars with bad management that don't keep their crap in line, that's a nuisance bar.
You got to have a presence. You have to have crowd control. You have to have things in place, security protocols. Otherwise, man, it's a free-for-all.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Coach's Tavern, Tom Sutton. Give him a round of applause.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you being here.
Matt Bear standing by. He's got to look at the roads.
Downtown crash. Eastbound 70 before West Street. Closing the fast lane. Stop and go traffic back to Belmont. A 4-minute delay. Inbound 65. Stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn. A 5-minute delay. And a crash on the north side. 86th Street east of Michigan Road. Guyon Road is closed between 56th and 59th because of a vehicle that's rolled. It is in a ditch. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Temperature is rising, but that also means we could see some severe storms a little bit later on tonight. It's 80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. On a count of 3, I want you guys to make as much noise as you can at Coach's Tavern. 1, 2, 3. Hey. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Baby. Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Hi, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden in Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. Our stores are blooming with flowers, hanging baskets, bedding plants, perennials, annual containers, shrubs, trees, and much more. With so many colors and varieties, it's the best looking selection you'll find anywhere. Come see the difference. Why, you ask? Our plants are from top quality Midwest growers, many right here in Indianapolis. Check the specials on our patio furniture like all-weather wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. You can even choose your own custom cushions on most sets. We specialize in excellent quality mid-price patio furniture that's in stock at our 37,000 square foot warehouse, all priced at 30% off. See our large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and the Big Green Egg. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Damon's Garden Center West on Rockville Road.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here broadcasting live Coach's Tavern downtown. A little Friday Hammer and Nigel road show. A Good Friday road show. And we have the Pacers this weekend. We have, well, let's not forget Easter weekend. We probably should mention that.
He is risen. And if you're not down here to raise up a drink for Jesus, then there's something wrong with you.
Cheers, everybody. So
It's the least you can do.
Is this anything, Hammer? Let's rock it.
Beers for Jesus. That's what we're doing.
Is that right?
A young woman on a flight from D.C. to New York City had another passenger give her some bad news as the plane was preparing to land. Here's what Noella posted.
A girl next to me and myself just got projectile vomited on a Delta flight. Not a long flight at all, but it was a little bit bumpy because of some rainy weather. We were literally minutes away from landing. It smelled like someone had burped, and it smelled like beer. And I had my headphones in. I was listening to music really loudly, so I did not hear this man vomit. The girl sitting next to me taps on my arm, and I look at her. She points at me, and I realize I have this man's vomit all over my left side. It was on my jacket. It was on my shirt. It was everywhere.
This whole thing's funny, but the way you set that up, Hammer, you said, yes, a young woman from a flight to D.C. to New York received some bad news from another passenger, and I didn't know what I was listening to, and the first thing she said was, yeah, this guy sitting next to me projectile vomited all over me. Yeah, I'd say that's bad news. Yes, this is something. She said the plane was a little bit bumpy upon landing. Have you ever been projectile vomited upon, or have you ever projectile vomited upon someone else?
I think maybe when my kids were super little and they got sick and they just don't care and they throw up all over you, maybe then. But I can't remember the last time I actually projectile.
I did.
Now, I vomited, but I don't know if it was projectile.
Right. There's been a couple of times in studio during the show where I have had to grab the trash can for certain stories that we've done. Now, projectile vomiting, like you say, after 8 hours of drinking, my wife picked me and a buddy of mine up at 4 o'clock in the morning in Broad Ripple. She was stone sober. I was in the front seat.
Sure.
It was the dead of winter. It was 56 and High School Road. He was in back. And it was very icy. And all of a sudden, we started to spin out. Just circle, circle, circle. Couldn't help it. Again, wife was sober. And all of a sudden, vomit out the window.
Oh.
Flowing back onto my buddy. It was his car. It was his car.
That's not good.
So sober driver. I'm in the front seat. Ice was making a spin out. And he didn't seem to care. He was in that state. My buddy Matt, my late buddy Matt, was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll get in the morning." That's my only projectile vomit story.
What's a worse smell to get out of your car? Somebody has vomited, or you took a ride with somebody that had BO.
Jerry Seinfeld would say BO, but I would definitely say the vom.
Okay, going with the vom
for sure.
Is this anything? Comedian Brad Williams, who is a dwarf. He's a little man.
Yeah, he's a little person, yeah.
He's currently on tour, and during a recent interview, he was asked if he would have wanted to be one of the 7 dwarfs in that new woke version of Snow White from Disney. Here is what he had to say.
No, because I hate money. Of course I would have said yes. I don't get this whole thing why they, like, you have a Disney movie where there's talking animals, but an actual dwarf is too fantastical. We actually exist, but that was too fantastical, so they CGI'd all the dwarves in the movie. And the thing that got me was that a lot of that happened because Peter Dinklage went on Mark Maron's podcast and said, like, oh, are we really doing this whole dwarf thing again with Snow White? Yes, we are, Dink, all right, because not all of us have Game of Thrones money, and we like to get a nice check from the mouse. And there's not that many of us, okay? Like, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten the role just based on the fact there's only 6 actors doing it.
That is something that's hilarious. Yeah, the woke Snow White people were trying to be politically correct, and they had to AI the dwarves. And Peter Dinklage, of course, is a great actor, a smaller actor. He was he was an elf. Oh, you're an angry elf. Remember that guy?
Right. He's one of those South Pole elves.
That's right. But he was like, oh, do we have to really do this again? And this guy, Brad Williams, who's hilarious, by the way, if you ever seen his stand-up comedy, is saying, there's only 6 or 7 of us in the entire industry. Yes, I would have liked to have been paid. I don't care about any of that woke crap. That's something for sure.
All right, before we go into commercial break,
yes,
I've been told there are some folks with some Jameson shots for Nige. Do we have those? Come on up. Come on up.
Oh, jeez. Now, why would they be doing that, I wonder?
Because you had posted on social media your trials and tribulations about trying to buy a handle of the Irishman recently, and then you dropped it in your driveway.
What's your guys' names? I'm Tyler. This is Sumner. Tyler and Sumner.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I ruined an entire $50 bottle of Jameson as it just kind of rolled out the back of my van. Long story short, thank you guys.
Gentlemen, we're going to do this on the air on the number 1 rated show in the city of Indianapolis. Cheers
guys.
Everybody.
Thank you very much. Oh, the Irishman. I love it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Guys. Thank you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
With everything going on, it may be hard to imagine one more thing to worry about. But clothes dryers cause thousands of house fires every year. And dirty ductwork in your home is filling the air you breathe with pollutants and allergens. Should you worry? Not if you contact Safe Dryer and Air Duct Solutions, a locally owned, veteran-operated business offering fast, reliable duct and dryer vent cleaning services, making your home safer and your air healthier. WIBC listeners save 10% off any service. One less thing to worry about. Go to safedads.net.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
How would you like to see the shape of Indiana look a whole lot different? Looking at that shape right now on radar, and there is no rain this afternoon, but that will likely change tonight with a front coming through. Strong to severe storms are possible, especially after midnight. It's 76 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Some people in Illinois are fed up with how things run over there. Ryan Hedrick on what they'd like to do about it.
33 Illinois counties want out of Chicago's shadow, and some Hoosier political leaders are listening. They just passed a bill to expand explore letting those counties join Indiana.
It also gets to highlight the differences in the outcomes and things taking place in each state.
Speaker Todd Houston wrote the bill, but Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says there's no way he'll let this happen.
Well, that's their choice. I mean, that's their choice whether they want to participate or not.
And the bill heads to Governor Braun's desk. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The swearing in of Dr. Oz as the head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid was cut short when a young girl fainted in the Oval Office. President Trump was in the middle of discussing Iran and its nuclear aspirations when suddenly the press was rushed out of the room.
You'll all be very unhappy because your life.
Who is leading those trade talks?
Will be in great danger. Yeah.
The White House says the young girl is okay. You've got until May 7th to get your federal Real ID card, or you'll have a hard time getting on a flight. Fox's Alexis McAdams.
We really don't have that much time left for these real IDs. This comes as the TSA says nearly 20% of Americans still don't have their real ID, and now we're just days away from that deadline. What it could mean is longer TSA lines, because if somebody doesn't have it, an extra 10, 20 seconds a person when there's thousands coming through could lead to a lot of time. On May 7th, you must have a real ID or your passport to fly within the country. So you got to show your passport now if you want to go to Florida, not just out of the country. And it requires more documents to obtain a real ID than just your regular driver's license. You'd have to show documents like proof of lawful status, like a valid passport, your birth certificate, or a green card.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Should GLP-1 weight loss medication like Wegovy and Zepbound cost thousands of dollars? We don't think so. LifeMD helps provide insurance access to the leading GLP-1 medications. Visit trylifemd.com and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0. Listen to Bridget's story after losing 55 pounds and using her insurance for coverage.
LifeMD helped me get covered with my insurance. Finding out that it was covered was huge. I've lost 55 pounds. I am so much healthier now that I've lost the weight. I would never be able to do it without them.
Get started today and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0 at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, eastbound 70 before West Street downtown. It is a crash blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. A 9-minute delay. Inbound 65, 4-minute delay, 29th to Meridian Pad. And on the south side, we have construction on the exit from northbound 69 to eastbound 465. That comes with a slowdown on northbound 69 to Harding Street. Guyan Road shut down on the northwest side between 56th and 59th because of a vehicle that's overturned. It's also in a ditch. Eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, 6-minute delay from 106th Street down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Rain and storms ahead after midnight and through daybreak Saturday with a level 2 to 5 slight risk for severe storms. Wind and hail the main concerns. Flooding also becomes a concern through Saturday with 1 to 3 inches of rain possible. Some spots with highs in the mid-60s. On Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen DNF 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Broadcasting live, Coach's Tavern,
Make
downtown
some noise, let's go!
Indianapolis. Coach's Tavern. Stop by here now. Stop by here tomorrow before the Pacers playoff game. Pennsylvania, right caddy corner across from Cambridge Fieldhouse. My name is Nigel. That is Jason Hammer right over there with a very special on-location guest.
Does anybody appreciate the efforts of the 2A attorney, the gun guy, Guy Relford?
Yeah, boy. Wow.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Okay, Nigel, from a marketing standpoint, we can never do a live event with Guy because he gets a bigger round of applause than we do.
Every time. Every time.
I don't buy that, but thank you. And what a great audience. Gentleman sitting right down front with a Two-Way Project T-shirt on.
Yes,
You
sir.
are a rock star, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You have no idea.
And Guy, I really don't think you understand, and you have your own show on the weekends here, but I don't think you understand how many people appreciate what you do. Nigel and I get so many direct messages, post on social media of, I love Guy Relford. Make sure you tell him thank you for sticking up for us.
That means everything. I mean, that's really why I do it. I've been doing it for a long time, but at the end of the day, with those kind words, that kind of support, that's everything. Literally, that's everything.
The first time we ever had Guy Relford on as a guest, we ever talked to him was in this facility right here, Hammer. And I remember back in the day, my naivete. I was a 2A supporter, but I was like, Guy, why do people need so many guns? Why do they need so many rounds in the AK or the AR? And I was educated immediately.
Oh yeah, you were a why does anybody need an AR-15 kind of guy?
That was it. But I was educated very quickly on.
But then I told you, and that was a great conversation. That was right here at Coach's Tavern.
10 years, at least.
That was
at least
right at 10 years ago. Absolutely, that was a fun conversation.
And Guy, you've always been such a good friend to us. Even before we were on WIBC, you would come by this podcast. We would do here at Coach's Tavern, and you would lay it out. And you have been the same dude.
The same.
From the very beginning to now. It's not like fame has changed you. You've been the same dude.
Well, if I ever get famous, it may change me. But that hasn't happened yet. So, no, are you kidding? You guys, #1 afternoon drive time show in Indianapolis. I'm always honored to be a part of your show. Monday Gun Day has been so much fun.
Yeah.
I get great feedback from Monday Gun Day. And when I'm ever able to sit in on the rare occasion when Nigel doesn't come to work, I have so much fun filling in, and I've filled in for Jason too.
That's right.
And Nigel and I have a great time. So
I can hear the sarcasm you're laying on pretty thick there.
It's always fun.
And you know what? A lot of people always ask us, when Guy Relford retires or whenever he gets out of the game, what do we do then? I think you've done a great job of kind of getting your son ready to take over the reins.
Yeah, my son, Craig, is an attorney. He works with me there at the law office in Carmel. And you know what? He's always been a big constitutionalist, always, even as a kid. And his phrase is the greatest phrase ever. And I think about this all the time. And this is my son educating me. Because I'm talking about some legal issue. And my son, Craig, years and years ago, he said, well, I asked myself this question. How would we feel if the Redcoats were doing it?
That's a great
it is
question.
such a great test. It is such a great test because there's an assault weapon ban, right? Where the government would say, "Oh, these weapons are too dangerous for rank and file citizens to have. Only the government and police and the military should have these." Ask yourself, how would we feel if the Redcoats were doing that? And it's such a great litmus test, and that's my son. So yes, he's poised to follow in the footsteps, no question.
And I don't have a feeling you're going to be retiring anytime soon.
Well,
I feel like this is pretty much you're so good at what you do. It's muscle memory times 1,000.
And look at him. Guy is older than we are, Nige.
Oh, yeah.
And he's in the best shape of anybody up here.
Well,
My wife would leave me in a heartbeat for Guy Relford.
Same.
There are two issues playing into whether I retire or not. One is that I love what I do, and it would be really hard to not what I do. And the other is Mrs. Relford's lifestyle.
Well, there's that, and you got a way to go then there.
And between those two things, I don't really see any prospects of retirement anytime soon.
Guy Relford is with us. All right, Guy, I think this is the first time we've had a chance to speak with you since the official announcement that Governor Braun has signed the property tax bill. Just big picture here from the 1,000-foot above perspective here. What do you think about the Indiana Republican Party right now?
Well, on taxes generally and on spending generally, the Indiana General Assembly has completely let us down. And I hate to agree with Rob Kendall publicly on anything, but
I love how everybody says that. I hate to agree with Rob Kendall,
but Rob's got this one right. And by the way, and I texted him and I told him this directly, and I'll say it publicly. That rally that you hosted, that you emceed, Jason, at the State House, is one of the best examples of grassroots politics I've ever seen. And I'm a guy who's been involved in grassroots politics for a long damn time. And Rob's efforts in all of that were just absolutely phenomenal, and he generated an incredible amount of support. And he got all the right people involved, the governor, the lieutenant governor, and and several legislators. And then to come out of that adrenaline high that Rob achieved, and I give him 1,000% credit for that. And then to have the governor and lieutenant governor both, I mean, Micah kind of did a little bit of a 180 at the end, but then the legislature completely let everybody down and not deliver what everybody had promised. I'm not happy. And what's interesting, and this is the tale of two cities, best of times, worst of times, the same day that all this is unfolding on property taxes.
Yeah,
and,
you had a big bill.
I had a bill signed. It's a two-way issue that you guys and I have talked about several times. Yep. Governor Braun scheduled a signing ceremony, which was gracious of him. And so, I'm his biggest fan on that point. And then at the same time, I'm incredibly disappointed on property taxes. And Jason, again, one of those few times when Nigel wasn't around, we had Governor Braun in the studio. I asked him a very direct question, and we had to go back and dig this out of the podcast. I asked him a very direct question. I said, Governor, are there certain elements of your original proposal, which was Senate Bill 1, the original Senate Bill 1, are there certain components of that you have to see in a final bill coming out of the General Assembly, or else you will veto it? And at first he said, well, the veto doesn't mean much because, a simple majority can overcome it. And I said, I understand that. But you've proposed a certain set of parameters around reducing property taxes. Whether it's symbolic or not, are there certain parameters that you have to see or else you will veto that bill? And my recollection, Jason, you were sitting right there too, is he said, yes, I have to see certain things. My recollection is the reset was one of those, and a cap on future increases, and we didn't get either of those.
And the reset was a fair compromise.
Absolutely. And this is my own personal ox being gored. I was really hoping to see that 65 plus being relieved of property taxes altogether.
Sure.
And that seems fair. I mean, my God, you live in your home forever. You pay your mortgage off.
And other states are doing it. Other states are currently doing that, like Florida and Texas.
And we didn't even get that. We didn't even get any direct relief for seniors. So I'm incredibly disappointed, and notwithstanding the efforts of Rob. But here's what I've sent to Rob, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this because it was a private text. I said, brother, don't give up, because the amount of grassroots support that you generated, and Rob gets so much credit for this, his show, the rally, efforts in the State House. I go, keep in mind, we fought for constitutional carry in this state for 10 years.
A decade.
Wow.
We got screwed over year after year after year. We think we'd have it done one year, and Republicans we thought we could trust would turn their back on us. Leadership would turn their back on us. They'd hold these secret caucus meetings where everybody avoids any accountability whatsoever. And suddenly the bill would be dead, and they're like, well, I voted for it, but those other guys didn't. Well, you don't know, because it's all secret, because it's a private caucus, and particularly the Senate Republican caucus. And I said, we suffered defeat after defeat after defeat, but we stuck with it, and in 2022, we got it done. And Rob has more grassroots support. Property tax reform has more grassroots support than we ever did for constitutional carry, and that's why I think eventually they'll get it done.
If somebody wants to reach out to you to either hire you as their attorney, train them in firearms, or maybe just ask a question, where can they go?
Well, if you want to be trained in firearms, you either need to be the Jason Hammer, host of Hammer and Nigel, because I've trained you and your family.
Chris Hammer's here right now.
Absolutely, and he's a dead ass with a gun. He's awesome. He's fantastic.
There's Crystal Hammer.
Crystal was the rock star. I give Crystal all the credit. She was the rock star.
She was like American Sniper when we trained.
I walked out of that range a little scared that day, actually. but no, at Twitter, I'm trying to build the X or Twitter following. It's at Guy Relford on Twitter.
Guy, you're an American hero, and on behalf
buddy.
of our audience, thank you for doing what you do.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. Indiana spring means the weather is all over the place. It's like the stock market. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold, always unpredictable. That's why you need the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth, who can help you find shelter from the stock market chaos. Call and find out how at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first appointment is free. Trajan Wealth is indeed a fiduciary, meaning they act in your best interest only, always watching and evaluating the markets for you while customizing your financial portfolio to your dreams and destinations. I mean, no two portfolios are the same. This baby is yours. Call and schedule a consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's. 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 Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Chocolate lovers are going absolutely bananas over our new Bluebell Banana Fudge. Rich milk chocolate ice cream swirled with a scrumptious banana-flavored ice cream. Your favorite banana fudge bar, now in a carton.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Hammond's Garden Company South has trees, shrubs, vegetables, flowers, hanging baskets, plus garden and landscape supplies and knowledgeable staff. Hammond's South on Emerson Avenue.
Need air conditioning service and want to work with a local company you can trust like B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical? Find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Matt Bear's got a look at the roads.
Crash downtown, eastbound 70 before west. Left lane is blocked. Traffic stop and go back to Tibbs Avenue for a 10-minute delay. Southbound 69 stop and go 106th Street, 282nd, a 6-minute delay. Eastbound 465 slow. Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 backed up 5 minutes. MLK to Meridian Pad. South side slow because of construction on the exit from northbound 69 to eastbound 465. Construction on that exit. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, polycast, aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
My God, it's 79 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We are the Hammer and Nigel Show, and we are live at Coach's Tavern. Thank you to Metazoa. Thank you to Zinc.
That's right.
You guys have made this possible. You guys are rock stars, the best in the business, and it's not even close. So our podcast, Nige, and you're streaming it right now. Back in the day, we had a group of characters. We had CJ, we had Big Boob Molly, we had BS, we had Drunk Matt, and we can't say his nickname, Tommy. Now,
Tommy, you look good, buddy.
No, he's highly intelligent, Tommy. That's his name now.
Correct.
Highly intelligent.
CJ, let's go down the line here. How are you?
Hey, doing well. Hey, which one of y'all is JMV? That's what I want to know.
Now, Big Boob Molly.
Why was that your nickname?
Because I'm highly intelligent.
Yeah.
Drunk Matt?
How you doing? It's sober Matt now, by the way.
Sober Matt now.
Yeah, not because I gave up alcohol. It's because I'm on probation. So.
And then we have BS in the back who's running some camera. He was the original producer.
Producer to Hammer and Nigel, producer to JMV, Mark Patrick, and Shane Battier. Battier, whatever his name is.
He's got all the dirt on us, Nige. And then there's Tommy. Now, here's what's going to happen. Before we speak to anybody, Tommy is going to bong a beer. Okay? So, let me see if I can get the camera around here. All right. On the count of 3, cheer on Tommy. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go.
It's all
okay. Yeah!
Okay.
I wish that was the first time I got sprayed on by Tommy. The Christian way.
Tommy, that was great, buddy. Oh, what? For the people that are listening that couldn't see that, Hammer, what did you just see Tommy do?
It looked like somebody that had not been rescued from a castaway island just bonged a beer and sprayed it everywhere. That's what I think.
It looks like Tom Hanks just got rescued. Wilson!
No, everybody's been calling him Charles Manson.
Oh, geez.
Molly, how are your boobs doing?
They're great, actually. They're nice and perky now.
Well, you tell her.
Well, what about Matt's boobs? That's what I want to know.
Let's turn the camera around here.
I want to know about Matt's boobs. For sure.
Thank you guys for all the support over all the years for the Hammer and Nigel show. You guys would show up, BS, Big Boob Molly, Tommy.
You almost said his nickname.
CJ, Matt. Everybody would show up every Thursday. We'd have a blast.
Well, let me just say, I'm proud personally of how the Hammer and Nigel show is the #1 most listened to radio show in all of Indianapolis and afternoon radio.
Thank you, CJ. All right, on the count of 3, if you got a drink, raise it up and say cheers to the Hammer and Nigel Show podcast. I want you to say cheers on 3. 1, 2, 3, cheers! It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. We're coming right back.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high-turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower. Future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Guys, whether you're thinking about popping the question, maybe you got an anniversary coming up, maybe you want to get a head start on that Mother's Day gift, Diamonds Direct, right there at Keystone at the Crossing, they've got something for everybody. The staff is amazing. Niv is the general manager. Chris, she's an amazing sales rep. She always takes care of me. The biggest selection, the lowest prices, free cleanings, lifetime upgrades. Why would you go anywhere else? Diamonds Direct. Keystone at the Crossing. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
The Builders Association of Greater Indianapolis's Parade of Homes is coming up April 25th through the 27th and May 2nd through the 4th, featuring Indy's top builders. Custom home builder Joyner Homes will have both of their Greenfield model homes featured on the tour, giving you the opportunity to meet their new home specialist, find out about floor plans, pricing, and available lots. JoynerHomes.com for more info and reserve your ticket to receive a free all-access pass for the Parade of Homes at BAGI.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's JMV, and come enjoy this beautiful spring weather at Miss M's Home and Garden in Bargersville. The Garden Center has a huge selection of high-quality annuals, tropicals, trees, and shrubs. The spring blooms are filling up the nursery lot, and the greenhouse has what you need to beautify your porch and landscape. Easter decor is 50% off at the Garden Shop through April the 19th. Visit Miss M's for all things home and landscape this spring. Miss M's is located on State Road 135 south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville. Closed Easter.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
John Saucier, Fox News. Florida State University continuing to mourn yesterday's deadly shooting. Fox's Madison Scarpino is there with the latest.
Authorities confirmed that the two people who died are not students, and we did get an update from the doctors taking care of the 6 people injured. At the beginning of the update, the FSU president did say that students were shot, but the good news is everyone injured is expected to survive.
Faced injuries that involve the torso and extremities, some of which require surgery, some of which can be managed without surgery.
There's a quickly growing makeshift memorial here on campus. People have been coming by all last night and this morning and through the afternoon, laying down flowers and comforting their fellow FSU students who are just trying to process yesterday's horrifying shooting.
The accused shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eigner, a student at FSU and son of a sheriff's deputy. He was shot by police, is recovering in the hospital. Investigators have not yet determined a motive. President Trump going after Democrats and the media for defending Kilmar Abrego Garcia, an illegal immigrant the Supreme Court unanimously said was wrongly deported. The president says they're defending a man accused of being a gang member and a wife beater.
We got a little biography of him. Not a very innocent guy.
Abrego Garcia has been accused in federal court of being a member of the MS-13 gang. His lawyers say the allegation is false. His wife has also defended him despite the past alleged abuse. And Dr. Mehmet Oz, now head of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. He was sworn in this afternoon by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Dr. Oz says no American will be left behind by his work.
Every great society, everyone, has an opportunity to take care of its most vulnerable and treasures that opportunity. And we're a great people, so we will do the same.
Democrats have raised concern the Trump administration may be hostile to established medical science. America's listening to Fox News.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's what happens when people are fed up.
No rain on radar now, but the rain is likely coming after midnight. Until then, warm and windy. It's 78 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You may wonder what it would take for people to want to secede from their state. Whatever that is, some people have had it with being part of Illinois.
You may remember when Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said this.
Well, it's a stunt. It's not going to happen.
That was his response to a question about why more than 30 counties would want to leave his state.
Indiana is a low-wage state that doesn't protect workers.
But now some Hoosier political leaders voted to create a commission. And that opens up the possibility that would look at secession from Illinois to Indiana.
I'd love to have that conversation. All it does is facilitate the potential to have a conversation.
House Speaker Todd Houston wrote the bill. It'll go to Governor Braun's desk. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You may have heard about some universities losing federal grants and money because of non-compliance with the Trump administration. Ball State likely avoided that.
Failing to comply with President Trump's executive order could lead to significant adverse consequences for our university and our students.
Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns in a video sent to students and staff acknowledging that the decision to end DEI and any of what the Trump administration might consider discriminatory practices did have something to do with the possibility of losing federal money. But he also says the university has consistently changed its policies to comply with the law. Some DEI staff will get new responsibilities.
The potential is there for strong to severe storms tonight, especially late tonight, sort of after midnight going into the first few hours of Saturday morning.
Forecaster Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service. You can expect strong storms and the possibility, albeit small, for tornadoes across northeastern Indiana. The stock market has been a volatile place lately. You know that if you've got a 401k. John Herrick reports on the advice of a financial advisor.
Bill Demery with Demery Retirement Services in Indianapolis says he's a big believer in telling his clients to look at one annuity in particular.
So the annuity that I like and I recommend on a regular basis is called a fixed indexed annuity.
He says this offers guaranteed protection against market loss and the opportunity to grow your money. Demery also helps his clients with income planning, legacy planning, and long-term care, among other things. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around the house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh, especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now through April 30th. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027.
Window Nation partners with top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass those savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of some of those other brands. This sale ends April 30th. Do not miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 for free deal, and you don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule that estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
What's happening, Chris? Crash clear downtown. Eastbound 70 before West. Still stop and go traffic from Harding Street to West Street for a 2-minute delay. Looking at the south side of the exit from northbound 69 to eastbound 465, it's really slow right now and backed up to the old Harding Street on 69. That's because of construction on the exit ramp. It gives you a little bit of a delay, and then once you're gone, you're gone. Because everything just pockets is slow right now on eastbound 465 from I-69 over to Arlington Avenue. Looking at inbound 65, slow roll 21st to Meridian Penn and a crash north side. It's 86th Street west of Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRUgreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Rain and storms ahead after midnight and through daybreak Saturday with a level 2 to 5 slight risk for severe storms. Wind and hail the main concerns. Flooding also becomes a concern through Saturday with 1 to 3 inches of rain possible, some spots with highs in the mid-60s. On Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, broadcasting live at Coach's Tavern, downtown Indianapolis, Pennsylvania. Caddy corner across from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Getting ready for game one of Pacers and the Bucks tomorrow.
Let's go!
And this whole thing wouldn't be possible without a few people. Tom and Adam from Coach's Tavern, co-owners. Zeke putting this on, and then Metazoa Brewing here giving out and handing out taste tests and some of their brews. John Hall, brewmaster from Metazoa, here with us. John, thank you so much for having us out here today,
for having me.
man.
Yeah.
So tell us about Metazoa. How long have you been around? Where did the concept come from? Everything Metazoa, because I've had the Hoppopotamus before, and I'm drinking Vampire Bat right now, which is a great blood orange IPA. But just start from the beginning, man.
Great, love to. Actually, tomorrow, if anyone's in the city and it's not flooded out, we're having our 9th anniversary party at our brewery, our tap room on College Avenue.
Okay.
So the brewery's been around 9 years. Our owner, Dave, who's back there, he started the brewery with the idea of drink beer, help animals. So 5% of every dollar we earn or sell goes towards animal sanctuaries and rescues around the country and locally.
Metazoa, especially in the summer, very friendly, an open place for people to bring their pets.
Absolutely. We actually have a dog park on premise. All animals are allowed on leash inside. I've seen miniature ponies. I've seen miniature goats. I've seen snakes on the bar top once in a while.
Any weasels? Any weasels been by?
Yeah, I think I've seen a mink. I'm waiting for an emu, but that has not yet come to pass. But it's 99.999% dogs at our place.
Whenever I think Metazoa, I think Hoppopotamus. Right? Is that the signature IP? Seriously, is that the signature brew for you guys? Why do I always think about that when I think
it
Metazoa?
is our biggest selling beer by far? Yes,
it's on tap here at Coach's Tavern.
It is. It's tasting great here. I'm thanking them for carrying us. It's been our biggest beer since we rolled it out. Probably. Again, we started 9 years ago. I joined the brewery 8 years ago.
Okay.
So after the first year, I basically joined in the first year anniversary. And we worked on that recipe for several months during that first year I was there in 2017. And since then, it's been the biggest beer we've made. And we make it like probably 4-1 over anything else we brew.
I think it says something, Hammer, when breweries, I feel like the market might be saturated a little bit, but you guys lasted through COVID. You've been around before, you've been after, and I think, and that's what I said to Tom Sutton about Coach's Tavern. It's management, it's the people that run the place, it's the employees, and I feel like it's all those things put together for you guys.
Yeah, and it's also our Dave's idea and our mission, the drink beer help animals. It makes it really easy to go out and talk about our beer when you actually have a reason behind why you're making it. I mean, there are a lot of breweries who make great beer.
Sure.
But we make great beer with a goal in mind to help animals across the country.
And let's be honest, it's easier to like animals than people sometimes. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, yes. Sometimes it is, yeah.
I will say if I walk into a bar and I see a king cobra slithering around on the on the draft, I will scratch my head just for a minute, but I will trust what's ever going on.
Again, that was once. And
I know.
And it was very laid back python or cobra, whatever it was. No, it wasn't a cobra. It was definitely a python or a boa.
Now, I know you guys are very pro-animal, but let's be honest. Does anybody need a service cobra? Like a service animal cobra?
An emotional support
cobra.
Diamondback.
I will, whatever calms your soul, I say go ahead.
Okay.
If a boa makes you at peace and want to have a beer, more power to you.
And Nigel mentioned this earlier. In such a competitive market, How much time do you guys spend on making sure that your beer is better than the competition's? Because there's a lot of competition.
That's a good question.
Yeah, well, we just always strive to make the best beer possible. And, there are wonderful beers out there that we compete against, but I also love. I mean, I'm not going to knock Sun King or anything.
Sure.
Or Daredevil.
But what's different about Metazoa than, say, Sun King or any other national brand?
Different. Well, again, I come back to why we're doing it. But,
sure. And it's local. Like, you guys are proud to be from Indiana.
Yeah.
And I think something else we talked about with Tom as far as coaches and other bars, I mean, I think it's beneficial for other breweries to work with each other. You're in competition, but at the same time, you all are in this together.
We all help each other. I've gone and used the lab services at Sun King. I've gotten yeast from Sun King. I've talked to when I first came down here. I'm from Chicago initially. I came from my previous brewing work background. I worked for Goose Island for 15 years, and I worked for another brewery in Chicago before I came down here. And I didn't know the city. I didn't know, most importantly, the water sources of Indianapolis. Like Chicago has Lake Michigan, and it's really great brewing water. Here, all the water is groundwater, and water is 95% of our product. So I have to know what the other brewers were doing to treat the water to make it brewery quality. And they were all very generous.
Got to use the resources.
And let's be honest, the job title of brewmaster is pretty damn cool.
Right.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm a brewmaster.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's a lot better than I drive a forklift. Nothing wrong with driving a forklift, but if given the opportunity to be a brewmaster, I think people that would drive a forklift would prefer to be a brewmaster.
It might be better than I'm a talk show host.
Right, 100%.
Well, I do drive a forklift sometimes in the job. Honestly, people go, "Oh, you're a brewer. That must be so exciting." This is like doing that's like this is wonderful, but it's a very small part of what we do. Most brewers will tell you it is 99% scrubbing drains and scrubbing tanks, and it's sanitation and cleaning to make a quality beer.
Sure.
But you are literally, it's a very physical blue-collar job, which I also love.
Well, and you guys do it so fantastically. So, again, if somebody who has never had Metazoa is hearing this interview for the first time, where can they find the product and tell us about the product?
Okay, well, you can find us throughout all of Indiana. Zinc carries us throughout the metropolitan and surrounding areas of Indianapolis, but we're throughout the entire state. We're also now in Michigan and Kentucky and Ohio and I believe North Carolina.
Right on.
Yeah. So we are growing. But you can find us at most liquor stores. Kroger carries most of our beers in cans. Some Myers.
Hippopotamus, baby.
Yeah, definitely. You'll find it everywhere.
Let's do this again. Like,
Absolutely.
We brought a good crowd here. We brought a drinking crowd here, a crowd that likes to do beer bongs and shots. Let's do this again.
Absolutely. Love to.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
John Hall, brewmaster there at Metazoa. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Matt Bear's got a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer inbound 69. Stop and go traffic. 3-minute delay from 96 to 82nd. We have a crash on the north side. It's 86th Street west of Westfield Boulevard. Downtown inbound 65 slows from 21st to Meridian Penn. Just a 3-minute delay tonight. And eastbound 70. It is slow. Tibbs into west. No delay at the moment, and we're loving that. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and we're going to play a very spirited round of Are You Okay With This next.
and Mattress in Columbus. April is here, and it means it's their Dare to Compare sale. I dare you to compare their prices to any of these big stores here in Indy or whatever town you live in. It doesn't matter because Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus guarantees the lowest price on every sofa, every sectional, recliner, a mattress, outdoor furniture, and no extra fees, no delivery fees.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress located in Columbus. These guys have been so loyal to the Hammer and Nigel show and to our listeners. Ever since we've started, they've been a partner with us. So if you need a new Tempur-Pedic mattress, if you need a new couch, love seat, maybe some patio furniture, whatever you're looking for, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. These are the people you want to support. Owned and operated by the same family since 1927, ThompsonFurniture.net. Stop by Columbus and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TRAFFIC25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAFFIC25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAFFIC25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code TRAFFIC25.
Look around. Spring is here. And no matter what you're planning or planting, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So spring forward in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle, including Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Shop any of Hubler's 13 locations and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. So spring forward, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Visit Hubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Hubler's got you covered. Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Sundown Gardens has a huge selection of high-quality annuals, tropicals, trees, and shrubs. Sundown Gardens, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road, closed on Easter.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Damon's Garden Company South on Emerson Avenue.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
You know that when you... by the way, we're at Coach's Tavern.
Yes, sir.
Downtown Pennsylvania. Right across catty corner from Cambridge Fieldhouse. Game 1, Pacers and the Bucks tomorrow. Getting ready for a little pregame here. We're going to do some Are You Okay With This? Hammer and Nigel Road Show.
Hold on.
Yes, okay. All right.
Can I have a moment of privilege?
Please, please.
Before we start, are you okay with this?
Yes.
Can I welcome a very special guest? Ladies and gentlemen, the man that made the Hammer and Nigel show tequila possible,
yes.
Brett Glaze from Hiatus Tequila is here. My man, how are you?
The sold out is not available anymore.
I don't think a bottle exists in the entire U.S.
How in demand was Hammer and Nigel tequila?
Seriously, it's. I've sold tequila. I've sold booze for 30 years, but sold tequila for the past 5 years, and it's the quickest I've sold any amount of tequila in 2 weeks. We sold 300 bottles, 50 cases in less than 2 weeks.
So why aren't we doing more together?
Oh, we're doing
Do
more.
this again.
Yes.
We're going to do it again. I can promise you that. Yeah, we're going to do it bigger and better.
And what makes Hiatus Tequila special?
Real quick, small batch, craft tequila, additive free, preservative free. We'll just leave it at that.
And Nigel, you and I, we have a lot of endorsement opportunities, right? People bring us products all the time.
Sure.
We don't put our names on everything, but we were quick. We were like reaching out to you guys to do Hiatus Tequila because we love the product.
Well, we couldn't thank you more for giving us the support when this program first started. You had my partner, the owner, the founder, Christopher DeSoto,
I remember that
on the show, and you'd brought up, hey, let's do a Hammer and Nigel tequila.
We confronted the owner of this big.
We put him in a rough spot.
We put him in a corner, and nobody puts baby in a corner, as they say. But when we left the studio, I think he kind of blew it off, and I looked at him. I said, Chris, these guys are for real, and they will get it done for us. And It happened. It took us a year and a half, but once it happened, it blew up. And
so, what was the response afterwards? After we sold everything out in a couple of weeks, what was the response from corporate?
Oh, they said, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's take it to other markets. So, but the reality is, there's only one Hammer and Nigel, so there's no other markets that could probably replicate what we did. I'm bragging here a little bit, but just speaking the truth. Yeah. So.
We have some something in front of us here, Hammer.
Okay, so we all have a shot of Hiatus Tequila in front of us, but because you know me, Glaze, you also brought me some Diet Mountain Dew.
Well, because you're a health freak.
Because I'm a health freak. Now, for those who know the show, when I mix tequila with Diet Mountain Dew, what's it called?
The Nectar of the Gods.
Nectar of the Gods.
I knew that.
The Nectar of the Gods.
It makes everybody else at Hiatus cringe, including Glaze.
Hey, drink it how you like it, you know?
That's right.
Hey, you want to put it, we're up here with another great product, Metazoa. They make a great beer. And
absolutely.
If you want to put ice cubes in your Metazoa, the owner's here, and he doesn't.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
that's all right. Oh.
Technical.
Party foul.
Party foul.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing was broken. You're fine. You're fine.
So, and if you want to put an ice cube in the Metazoa pint, the owner doesn't care, just as long as you're consuming it, right?
So, all right. So, on behalf of the YouTube crowd and everybody here, if anybody has a drink, I've got Hiatus Tequila. Raise it up in the air. On the count of 3, we're going to say cheers. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. Nectar of the Gods.
Wow,
that's good.
Good
Glazer, you're my man. Thank you.
Right back at you guys. Thank you. Love you both.
Thanks, Glaze.
Got it.
Do we have time to do like a story or two?
Oh, we got 5 minutes. Let's go.
Did you know that when you round up your change at Taco Bell, Hammer, you help some of their employees pay for college? This girl's name is Crimson. In her customer appreciation story, here it is.
I'm graduating college completely debt-free because of Taco Bell. If you work there, you can apply to get a scholarship. It was, what's your name, your GPA, and then all you had to do was create a 2-minute video talking about what you would do with the money. In total, from working at Taco Bell, if you only had to work 6 months, I received $40,000 just from you guys donating your change.
Right there.
Wow.
Now listen.
Wow.
I'm a man that's been through the Taco Bell drive-thru a time or two before. So I'm well aware that you are asked to round up to help scholarships, which, spoiler, I usually do. I mean, it's not a big deal to go from $15.89 to $16. Or who am I kidding? In my case, $23.99 to $24. It's not a big deal.
Your total, Mr. Hammer, is $45.30. Would you like to round up to $46?
So, yes, I usually round up, and I'm okay with this. I'm fine with this. As long as you tell me flat out. Like, Taco Bell does not make a big secret about, hey, if you round up, it's going to this scholarship cause. No, if you're working fast food, let's be honest, it's not the most glamorous job in the world, and I appreciate the hell out of the people that work hard at fast food because I'm a customer. I'm okay with giving some scholarship money. I am 100% okay with this.
All right, what do you want to do next? Dealer's choice. You're looking at this. What do you think? You want to do the Fire Fest?
Let's do Fire Fest.
Okay, no surprise here, but Billy McFarland's dream concert, Fire Fest 2, has been postponed. You remember Fire Fest? The first one landed him in federal prison for 4 years. 4 years this guy went to prison for Fire Fest.
Now, let me stop you right there. For those who don't remember Fire Fest, or maybe you haven't seen that just unbelievable docu on Netflix, what happened at Fire Fest?
Well, it was supposed to be like a multi-day music festival. The most giant musical acts in the world.
At the time, like Ja Rule's going to perform for you intimately.
And so people paid thousands of dollars for this, and they showed up, and they were eating limp bologna sandwiches. And
they were sleeping on the beach.
So this guy got arrested, federal prison, 4 years, $27 million later. 2 documentaries made about the debacle. But after this guy that put on this original false thing in 2017 got out of prison, he started another one. This is Billy just a month ago on the Today Show. His name's Billy. See if you'd buy tickets after this pitch.
Fire 2 is real. My dream is finally becoming a reality. Fire 2 really isn't about the past, and it's not really about me. It's about taking the vision, which is strong. What makes Fire so cool is that we are selling.
Stop it right there. I'm done. Stop it right there, Allison. If you are somebody that has supported this guy, Billy McFarland, for Fire Festival 2, after the first one was such a disaster that Netflix ran a hit piece on it, after people had just limp lunch meat sandwiches and slept on the beach, if you bought tickets for this, if you supported this guy,
spent 4 years in jail,
you deserve everything you get. If the festival cancels, if your account gets hacked, if people somehow screw you over and you lose money, you deserve it for supporting this guy right here.
I can't believe this is even a thing.
Imagine jumping on board.
For a second time.
Imagine jumping on board with Bernie Madoff after he had the Ponzi scheme scandal, and he says, "This time's going to be different."
I'm out of jail. I've got a new plan for you guys.
Yeah. No, if you support this turd in any way, you deserve to be ripped off. All right, coming up next, you know her. You love her?
Yes.
She funnels my hog. She is the crazy coupon lady. Crystal Hammer will join us with some Easter/Pacers/WrestleMania deals next.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Where the suspect was killed and officers were shot. A clear radar for now. 78 in downtown Indy. Strong storms possible after midnight. Windy until then. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending.
This officer just simply pulled up on an individual that was jaywalking to have a conversation with him.
2 police officers have been hurt and a suspect killed in the Atlanta suburb of South Fulton. Fox's Jill Nato has the story.
Officers with the Fulton County Police Department said they noticed a suspicious individual near a hotel and called for backup. When a South Fulton officer got to the scene, that's when there was gunfire. Police Chief Keith Meadows.
Immediately after he exited his patrol vehicle, The suspect opened fire on Lieutenant Cook, striking him at least 3 times.
A Fulton County officer was also injured. The suspect was killed at the scene. No word on a motive yet. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation's been at the site looking into those shootings. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Good Friday means the stock market is not trading today. Employ Indy will be employing fewer people. That organization laying off 14 people, about 1/5 of its workforce, because COVID-era money has run out. Part of Ball State's decision to end DEI practices is because of the possibility of losing federal money, says the university's president, Jeffrey Mearns. He also says the university has been consistent with changing policy to comply with the law. A federal judge blocks the Trump administration's plans for mass layoffs at another government agency. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has the story.
A U.S. district judge telling attorneys for the Trump administration she is deeply concerned about apparent rushed efforts to implement a reduction in force to cut nearly 1,500 employees at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, roughly 90% of its workforce. The judge temporarily barring this from happening and ordering the government to make officials available for testimony to determine whether they violated her previous order, maintaining the Bureau's existence until she rules on a lawsuit that aims to preserve it. She said in April 28th hearing, explaining, "We are not going to disperse 1,483 people into the universe and have them be unable to communicate with the agency anymore until we have determined whether that is lawful or not." Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, we have a crash in Madison County at southbound 69 approaching State Road 67. That is the exit 222. And the right lane has blocked traffic backed up to State Road 236 for a 30-minute delay. Northeast side, eastbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 slow, 106th Street to 82nd, 2-minute delay there. Inbound 65 slow from 29th at 2 Meridian Penn, a 3-minute delay in a crash. South side, Fry Road at 130, State Road 135, and a crash on the north side, 86th Street west of Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Rain and storms ahead after midnight and through daybreak Saturday with a level 2 to 5 slight risk for severe storms. Wind and hail the main concerns. Flooding also becomes a concern through Saturday with 1 to 3 inches of rain possible, some spots with highs in the mid-60s. On Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen DNF 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Aw, jeez, you guys are freaking me out!
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Stop it! Stop it!
I'll let you take this one, buddy.
So, you guys know her. She saves you money on her wacky coupon deals. She has the rewards accounts. She cuts the coupons. She funnels my hog. She is the crazy coupon lady, Crystal Hammer. How are you, my dear?
Do you have to tell everybody that I funnel your hog?
You're welcome.
I mean, there's several different ways you could put funneling your hog. I think that just is preferred.
Right. There's more than one opening, but that's a different discussion.
Oh, my God.
So, for those who don't know, my wife, Crystal Hammer, is one of these coupon ladies. She is really good at going to the grocery store, finding stuff that would normally cost you like $400 and taking it down to like $200 or below. So, with this being Easter weekend and Pacers playoffs and a WrestleMania weekend, we've got a couple different options here.
So, yeah, I decided to create a RFK Jr. 3-course meal for Easter.
The healthy people.
Yes, that's the healthy part, yes. And then I decided to do a Donald Trump meal deal that we can do for WrestleMania and the Pacers.
I love it. I love it. So let's start with the healthy Easter meal.
Yes.
The RFK meal.
Yes, so...
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. So we're talking Easter. We're going to have a 3-course meal. We're going to have appetizers, our main meal, and we're also going to have a dessert. So we're going to start everything you guys know. I love Kroger. Kroger, not Kroger's.
With an S.
With an S. So we're going to start with an appetizer. What are they called? The charcuterie boards?
Charcuterie.
I don't know.
Charcuterie.
I call it a meat and cheese tray because I'm not that fancy. Okay.
You're a Ben Davis girl.
That's right. I'm a Ben Davis girl. So, Kroger cheese bars. They're normally $7.99. You're going to get that for $5.99. We're going to get 2 of those. They have extra cheddar, mild cheddar, Colby Jack, all kinds. So you can pick whatever you want. You also are going to get some of that Italian meat. That is normally $5.49. They're on sale for $2.99. So we're going to get 2 packages of those. And we're also going to get some crackers. And you can get Wheat Thins, Ritz, Triscuits. There's all kinds. They're normally $4.29. They're on sale for $1.99.
And this is the RFK.
Yes, this is the appetizer.
Okay.
The appetizer.
RFK Jr. was just in town. He wants to be healthy. So Crystal, my wife, has found a healthy Easter meal.
These would all be approved by him. And I'm doing this for a family of 8 because that's about how many people we're going to have for Easter.
So it might even be cheaper if you have less than 8.
Yes, if you have less than 8, you can even go cheaper. So, and also for our appetizers, we're going to get a shrimp tray. So a shrimp tray with cocktail sauce are normally going to run you $8.99. They're on sale for $3.99, and that is on the Kroger app.
Okay, and that's the St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail sauce.
No, that's not included in the shrimp tray.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was.
Have to buy
Come
that
on,
separate.
man.
But we always have that, so.
Okay.
So, but yes, we will get a bottle of that. But that is
So
not
that might be a little bit more expensive, but if that's too spicy for you, the regular stuff is just
regular
fine.
stuff. It's in the tray. You do have cocktail sauce in the tray.
Okay.
So, and then for our main course meal, we're going to get a ham. Obviously, a 10-pound ham is going to run you about $35 is what it is regularly. But on sale at Kroger, you're going to get that 10-pound ham for 89 cents a pound. So it's about $9.
Now, do you need to have a Kroger card for that?
You do need to have a Kroger card. And you also have to have the app, and you have to click the weekly digital deal coupons on the app.
Okay, so walk me through that. So if you just have a Kroger card, that's not enough. You have to have the free app, which is free, and you have to download the digital coupons.
You go to the coupon section on the app, and you're going to actually click the weekly digital deal coupon.
Okay.
What if you accidentally blew up your hand in a fireworks accident and you don't have any digits to type that in?
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to find someone to do it for you. Because you won't.
find a friend.
Yeah, you won't get the deals unless you
just
actually.
use your Peter.
Jesus, Nige. You give me crap all the time for being inappropriate. You just talk about using your Peter for the Kroger rewards
Just saying, if you would have saved money.
Someone needs to get Nigel another drink.
Good God.
Damn right.
We're also going to get some Bob Evans mashed potatoes. Now, normally, I would say RFK Jr. would not approve of the Bob Evans mashed potatoes, but I will tell you they are gluten-free.
Okay.
Gluten-free. Normally, regularly, $4.49 a package. They are $2.99. Fresh pineapples. I love fresh pineapples.
I do too.
I love fresh pineapples.
Now, you're not talking about the canned pineapple.
No,
you're talking
no.
about the big-ass SpongeBob pineapple.
Yes, the actual SpongeBob house. They're normally around $2.50. They're on sale for $1.29. I'm going to get 3 of those because I'm going to use one to bake with the ham, and then the other one I'm going to use for a fruit tray.
Okay, so let's say somebody buys one of these pineapples fresh off the tree, right? It's the actual pineapple that looks like it fell off. How do you cut that?
I have a special tool, like I just cut the top of it off, and then I have a special tool that you put on it and you twist it, and it makes the pineapple rings as you go down.
Okay. But if you have just a regular butcher's knife, you can do it too.
You just cut off the sides and get as much of the skin of it off that you can, and then you cut the center, and then you just cut around the
Swiss Army knife not recommended.
All right, so long story short here, what are we talking about from an appetizer, from meal to dessert for an Easter dinner?
For Easter dinner, like I said, we have the meat, we have the appetizers, the meat, cheese, and tray, and you have the shrimp cocktail, ham, mashed potatoes, asparagus, pineapple for the main meal, and we have a carrot cake for dessert. If I bought all this for my meal, normally would run me about $150. It's actually only going to cost me $72.
Oh, wow. Wow, so that's
Good.
more than half off.
That's more than half off.
Okay, now again, producer Allison is going to post this on a podcast. So if you missed everything on how you can save, you can listen to it.
Yes.
That was the RFK Jr.?
That was the RFK Jr. 3-course meal. Now,
okay.
we
now
have WrestleMania coming up, and I've got both my boys and their friends.
Yeah.
And your husband.
And my husband. So we have the screaming. Well, I did this because didn't Donald Trump just meet with the Italian prime minister not too long ago?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get the screaming Sicilian pizzas because they are buy one, get one free. And not only do they have pizzas, but they also have breadsticks. They have the garlic cheese breadsticks and they have the pepperoni breadsticks. They are buy one, get one free. So I'm going to get a total of 2 pizzas, 2 things of breadsticks, the Tyson frozen boneless and bone-in wings because I have one kid that likes boneless, one kid who likes bone-in, one kid who likes buffalo, one who likes barbecue. So I have to, buy a couple of those. Those are normally $9.49. They're on sale for $5.99. Nigel, your favorite deal?
Come on, deal.
The Cokes and the Pepsi.
I did it today. I swear to God, I did it today. It was buy 2,
get 3
free.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And you can get a limit of 10.
Yeah.
So
and we have company coming over this weekend, so it covered us.
So since this is the Donald Trump meal, we're getting some 12-pack Cokes, Diet Cokes for Donald Trump.
Now screw the
free.
diet. We did the Diet Mountain Dew. I got one Diet Mountain Dew. I think I took it to our office.
We got Diet Mountain Dew and Diet Sprite Zero.
Okay.
So for all that, for my WrestleMania, normally would cost me $125. It's only going to cost me $62.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
I love it.
These are some comments I'm seeing on the YouTube chat. Shog Sandwich. She's gorgeous. I love her hair color. Another comment.
That's thanks to Allison Bingham. I just want to say she does great hair.
Another comment. She's with Hammer? Question mark. These are the majority of the comments I'm receiving right now, Crystal. People feel like I've outkicked my coverage.
Well, you probably did.
Well, you have. I think we all admit that.
Now, last but not least, you brought a friend here today. Who's your friend?
I did. I brought Lindsay with me. So Lindsay is my esthetician who is
Lindsay, get your ass up
Come
here.
on, Lindsay.
Here. Now, I'm going to be completely honest when I say this. Most of my friends
come over here
want to bang your friend.
And that's okay. I don't blame them. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. Turn around. You can see yourself right there. Oh.
Who is Lindsay?
So Lindsay is the one who has done all my facials, my microneedling. She is a good friend of mine. She is in a transition period right now.
She's turning into a man?
No. I mean, she's moving facilities. But she is the one who has actually given me this glow that everybody keeps asking me what I can do.
You look great.
Yeah.
You look great.
It's because of her.
And Lindsay, talking to Crystal's microphone here. Here, hand her the microphone here.
Oh, this is so.
There you go.
Just talk into that phallic-looking thing right there.
Is this how you wear this, Crystal?
There you go. There you go. You're live. Tell us what you do, Lindsay.
So I am a medical esthetician. I do lots of energy device work, tissue manipulation, vaginal rejuvenation.
I'm sorry, what?
Anything with loss of elasticity.
Come on, vaginal rejuvenation. You know what that is.
I'm sorry. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm out of the loop.
It is. Girl, you're next. I'm coming for you.
Can I watch? That's all I'm asking is can I watch when that happens?
This has been the best segment ever.
Well, Lindsay, if somebody wants to follow you or take your expertise and use it for their own personal needs, where can they find you?
Hey, you can follow me on Instagram, which would probably be the best case, Lindsay Powers 2.0.
Lindsay Powers 2.0. Okay. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay.
And Crystal, I look forward to doing inappropriate things with you later on this evening, whether you like it or not. She just rolled her eyes to me.
Gosh.
She's the crazy coupon lady, Crystal Hammer. When we come back, Beer Sample Friday. Let's go.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high-turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower. Future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Man, get rid of those old, drafty, cracked windows with some energy-efficient ones like I have from Window Nation. Right now, get 4 windows free with every 4 that you buy.
Window Nation, right now, they've got an amazing deal for you. Buy 4 windows, get 4 for free. That's right. Buy 4, get 4 for free, and there's no limit. The more you buy, the more free ones you get. And you don't pay anything for 2 years. No interest, no payments, nothing, nada until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, you get a free entry door. So Window Nation's hooking you up. But you know what? The best part about Window Nation, these windows are made in America, made in the United States. So call Window Nation right now. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. At least talk to a rep and ask any question. WindowNation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the nation's largest family law firm, but we're more than just size. We're part of your community. With offices across the country, our attorneys and staff live and work right where you do. And because we're local, we know your courts, your laws, and your legal community. When divorce puts your future on the line, you need a firm that's both powerful and personal. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Get 2 slices of pizza plus a Mountain Dew 20-ounce, all for $5 with Speedy Rewards. Pizza time is now. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Damon's Garden Center West has trees, shrubs, vegetables, flowers, hanging baskets, plus garden and landscape supplies and knowledgeable staff. Damon's West on Rockville Road.
Addiction doesn't just affect one person, it touches everyone around them. That's why Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick created the Supporting Sobriety podcast. It's for the friends and family standing behind, offering hope, guidance, and real talk. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, we're trying to get everybody fired up here for Beer Sample Friday, but we know there's some serious stuff going on, too. Matt Baer is in our traffic center, and he's got to look at the roads.
All right, Hammer looking at Madison County. Crash southbound 65 on the approach to State Road 67. The right lane is closed, and traffic is backed up to State Road 236. Delayed time is shortened to 5 minutes. Eastbound 465 slow from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 slow, roll 29th to Meridian Pen. And a crash in Greenwood. It's Fry Road at State Road 135, also in Greenwood. Northbound Emerson Avenue shut down to the south of Main Street because of a crash. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens Pollock, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, It's 79 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday!
Right now.
Tavern and Nigel present Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Free delivery. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is right over here. We're live. The Hammer and Nigel Road Show at Coach's Tavern downtown on Pennsylvania. Caddy quarter again, Cambridge Fieldhouse. Game 1, Pacers and Bucks tomorrow night.
Where all the rowdy Pacer fans are going to go tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And hey, Zink and Metazoa, God bless you guys. You guys are rock stars. Thank you so much.
Zink and Metazoa. And Coach's Tavern, Tom and Adam, the longtime proprietors of this place. Thank you for having us.
And all the hot chicks that showed up tonight. God bless you guys. Thank you. All right, so our good friends at Metazoa have provided Beer Sample Friday. It's something that's on tap here at Coach's Tavern. It's called Hopopotamus. So here's what we want. Everybody on the count of 3, I want you to raise up your glass and yell, "Property taxes suck," on the count of 3, okay? If you're in your car, if you're at work, doesn't matter where you are, you can join in. Property taxes suck on 3. 1, 2, 3. Property taxes suck. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's real good. Nige, the weekend is underway here in Indianapolis.
Finally. Let's do this.
We got another hour to go. Don't go anywhere. We are the #1 drive show in Indianapolis. It's the Hammer and Nigel
Show.
Guys. Thank you. 93 WIBC.
It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. April is here, so that means it's our Dare to Compare sale. Compare our prices to any of the big stores in Indianapolis, your town, it doesn't matter. We guarantee you the lowest price on every sofa, sectional, recliner, mattress, outdoor furniture, anything, plus no extra fees, no delivery charge. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Matt Bear here. Those heavy spring rains are right around the corner. Make sure you're ready for them with a free roof inspection from my friends at Cochran Exteriors. Notice a musty smell inside your attic, shingles curling, or have a leaky problem area? It's time to get it done. Call Cochran Exteriors for a free, no obligation consultation with options to meet your budget with a lifetime workmanship warranty. Get scheduled now before the spring brush. Visit CochranExteriors.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll